It's just another video game podcast, episode 15. I am your host, Jeremy, one of your hosts.
I'm the other host. I'm Bryan.
Who else do we have here today, Bryan?
Oh my goodness, a plethora of individuals. Do we just want to go around the table, starting with finger going around? You.
Got Tyler here.
What's up, Tyler?
Just a friend of yours.
Yes, that's true. That is all you are. Just a friend of mine.
I'm Tiffany, and I'm trying to make animals not kill each other.
That's going to be harder than, I don't know, just saying it out loud.
I'm Tiffany, and I know a lot about video games.
There we go.
Bam.
Who's left?
I'm Dean, and I'm just another friend of yours.
Just another friend.
Mine
of the
too.
podcast.
I'm not friends with anybody.
Oh.
Shit. Battle lines have been drawn.
Roasted herself.
Who wants to take that?
So, for this episode, we're going to be looking back on 2016 in gaming.
It's the best time of the year to be looking back.
Yeah, we've talked about this last few episodes, hoping that there wasn't any big things. There was something Switch-related that we will get to. But first, what do we always talk about first?
Our genitalia.
No.
But I always wish we would.
That's
I'm
another
very
podcast.
proud of
We
it.
can start some other podcast down the line. But this is the video game podcast.
Okay.
What video games have you been playing, Bryan?
Holy shit. Oh my god, guys. Clash Royale
Have you really?
just had an update. And it's a game changer. Because Epic Cards in the shop,
No.
cut in half. I can buy 2 witches for 3,000 coins as opposed to 1 witch for 2,000 coins. It's amazing.
You know, I just want to be clear. I'm. If he was playing maybe an MMO game or anything like that and always brought it up constantly, I'd feel the same way. It's nothing against mobile stuff. It's
Hey,
just...
this is actually the first time I've said any details about what that game is. Like, I actually named a card.
Yeah, but in the past
I've
you're
never-
just like Clash Royale.
Usually I'm just like, I fucking hate myself. I play Clash Royale every day. I have for about 9 months. And I wish I could just, like, stab that part of my heart out. Just, like, snuff it out. Because I really hate that I play that game. But it is really fun. But no. Guys.
What?
Super Mario's on the iPhone.
Yep.
I haven't really gotten to try it.
And
You
I
haven't
haven't
that
yet to
much.
play it at all.
You
I
played
played
it.
one
You
level.
played,
You
you
just
played
played
a
a
level
level.
before
I
we
did.
recorded.
I played it
You
20
liar.
minutes ago. I am a liar.
You
But
played
I-
the sand level.
I downloaded it immediately, and I still have not played it.
Shit, you played a level that I haven't played.
So
True.
wait, am I the only one that's bought it?
Yes.
I
think
paid
so.
for it.
It had a download
Oh.
button. It didn't say. It didn't have a
Dude,
Well,
price
it's,
attached.
It's
you get the
in-app.
first 3 levels free.
It's free to start,
And then is it $10?
and then
Yes.
it's $10 to unlock everything.
That's how.
I'm ready to forfeit. I'm.
I know,
So
I'm
happy to
probably-
forfeit
I'm just
$10
gonna
for
forfeit
this
it.
game.
I didn't even get through the first 3 levels or whatever before it said to buy. As soon as it said like Mario Star, was like click, download, hold my thumb down. I know what I'm about. So
I made up my mind to pay for it when it was announced.
yeah,
'Cause I
exactly.
knew $10 would be the maximum price.
That's
There's
the
no way they can go
fanboy.
over
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's the fanboy in us.
I think we
Yes.
just.
It's true.
I think
It's true.
when we were talking about it, the first episode I was on we're like. I think at one point we were like, it's going to be $10, but I'm really holding out for $4.99.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually paid for it today at lunch, so I haven't played any of the new levels besides the castle.
Have you done Toad Rally?
I have done Toad Rally.
I love Toad Rally.
Over the course of today, I overtook you in the number of toads.
Ooh.
As
Postpone the podcast.
as he picks up his
you
phone.
guys just go on
You guys
without
got
me.
the
You go
cast.
on
I've
without
got
me.
you by like 12 right now. So.
Well, it's hard. Like
It
there's,
actually is.
I'll win against somebody. I'll get like 50 toads, and then I'll lose 2 in a row, and then lose like 70.
And it feels like that kind of mobile game, like you're gonna get points, but you're also going to lose points every time you lose, but only a little bit, just
Yeah.
enough to keep you going. But if you lose, you're also spending your tickets.
Like a ranking system.
It totally is like a ranking.
Yeah,
system.
I wish they had, I don't know, maybe a matchmaking thing like, I know Clash of Clans had it, where it'll match you up with somebody, and then you can just say, like, refresh, rather than just being like, choose from these 5. And it was just like, it just we're a day out from it.
Yeah.
And so they don't really have a lot. You can't, like, look at someone and guess how good they are. You just have to sort of jump in.
Yeah.
And they could just be really good at it and kick your ass.
And I have this sort of feeling that God damn it, animals.
She seems to hate Ira Glass.
Oh, Ira's on. This American Life is on.
Yes.
She doesn't want to
Gentlemen.
be alone.
Can we listen to that instead?
Nope.
Just
My
the
favorite
sultry voice of Ira Glass. Yeah, and like I feel hesitant to go up against the people who already have like over 1,000 toads, but then I played one and I demolished the score.
Yeah, I don't know what it... I wish there was something on there that would let you know when you're playing how good you're doing.
Yeah.
Because there are times where I'm like, I'm kicking this guy's ass. He's way back there. He's died once already. I'm going to kick his ass. And then it finishes and it's just like, nope, you lost by 200. I'm like, what?
A lot of it, not a lot of it, but some of it has to do with the fact that if you like are doing smooth moves,
Yeah, you constantly got to do tricks.
which
You
basically
got to
just
constantly
have
pull
it a
tricks.
So this is like
I
somewhere
own it.
between New Super Mario Brothers and SSX.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you're kind of, in that one, you're like building up a stunt meter, and then when you do that, you go into like a star mode or a bunch of coins shoot out and all that stuff.
And if you mix, instead of Mario, if you mix Zelda with SSX, you get the random video that Nintendo released today of Link snowboarding down a snowy mountain.
Yeah.
For
just-
anyone who saw that, did you see that?
I did not see that yet.
They're just
I-
releasing
Did you
little...
do- did you
I've seen
do
it. Yeah, I
some
saw it. They're
tricks?
just releasing
No, I
some
mean
stuff
like at
on...
the end of the mountain, he kind of did like
Was
I
this
watched
for-
it on
like a
my
540.
phone.
And it like
Is this
not
for
like
a separate
kickflip,
game
but-
that's not Zelda?
Yeah, he's talking about
Like-
something else now.
No, like at the end of Link's run.
No, we were
down
talking
the
about
mountain.
Super Mario Run.
I know, but he said SSX.
I don't
and that
know
reminded
what you
me.
guys are talking about, but if this promo video turns into 1080 snowboarding with Super Smash Bros. Characters, I am bummed.
Oh, sure, I'm
Hey,
down for
there
that.
you
Yeah.
go.
Why haven't they done that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe no demand.
Snowboarding isn't... It goes in waves.
That's
It's not
true.
a thing that's constantly
I mean,
popular.
You gotta remember, like,
True.
the last time that was cool was, like, back in, 2000?
Yeah.
99, like, Cool Borders.
Like X Games
You know,
were
do you remember that
still
shit?
in vogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's one thing I wanted to say about Super Mario Run is that I was worried that it was going to be too mobile and not enough Nintendo, but then I tried to sync my Facebook account with it and it crashed the app. So
They still haven't gotten it quite figured
Yeah.
out.
yeah,
Nintendo.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
wonder
think
if
that
that's
was on
Wi-Fi.
purpose?
Yeah, they were just sort of like, no.
I wonder
It's
if
just them and internet.
it's just conditioning
It's-
for
They're
failures to
getting
switch.
there.
Yeah.
They haven't figured it out totally. They're getting there. Like, I don't ever have a problem with the internet on the 3DS, but like if I'm on the Wii U, yeah, it's pretty laggy. It's just it's
Yeah.
not as laggy as the old Wii, but it's still laggy.
Well, even
It's-
playing something like Splatoon, like every 3 games, you're going to have someone that didn't balance properly, someone
Yeah.
got cut out, something happens. That's just typical with that game, really.
Yeah, I was trying to play Smash Bros on it.
Yeah,
over the internet.
I've only done that a
That's-
few
I
times
feel
and
like
it's never
the
been good.
Smash Bros. Since that's like one of the like first games, not first games, but like early games on the Wii U, like that has a lot more problems than Splatoon. I had a lot more success with.
I mean, it was, in comparison, like I said, it was only 1 in 3, so you're still looking at about a 66%
Yeah, well,
of games
I
being
feel like mine was
perfectly fine.
better than 1 in 3, but I don't know. Semantics, who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about with Smash Bros. Like I've had
Yeah.
I always had a lot of problems with that, and one of the reasons why I just never did not put as much time into that one as previous Smash Brothers games. I feel like I wonder if DNA wasn't brought into help them figure out the best way to do online, more just to scrub the Nintendo scum.
That's what I'm thinking too.
yeah.
They looked at
Everything.
they looked at what they had and they were like, okay, maybe we can patch these things up here to get this running rather than just being
I
like,
mean, I'm not
we're
saying
going to
it's
build a whole new
horrible because
system.
they've definitely improved.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
Oh yeah, no, they've gotten better, but just like I think that's more of like I see their role in mobiles. Like we need to get all of you off of this. Like
Yeah.
like all of Nintendo needs to come off before we can actually make you a proper online, not powerhouse, because I don't think they're ever going to touch that. But you know, just
I'm fine with where they are. I mean,
I am too.
I mean,
I
just because like my kids play on Nintendo stuff all the time, and it's a safety first sort
Yeah.
of culture, you know. and
Nintendo
that's-
is.
you don't
more-
get that with Xbox.
You can set them down in front of a TV with that kind of system, and most of
They'll know what to do.
99% of the games that they have on there, you can just blindly let them play without any worries.
mm-hmm.
Especially Mario Kart.
Played any other games this week, Brian?
I played a little more of Outland, but I mean, it really holds true. It's just a mediocre Metroidvania game. No, I definitely spent a lot of time yesterday with Mario Run. I didn't, like I said, I didn't purchase it till today, but last night got all the pink, purple, and black coins on those first 3 levels they let me have.
That
Because
shit's hard sometimes.
those black coins were actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
You can get those pink ones in the first run, or in one run pretty easily without using a bubble. Purple ones I could get by using all of my bubbles. But those black ones were a pain in the ass.
I only just recently figured out that you can just like use the bubble yourself to
Yeah.
rewind sort
Yeah,
of
it
the
took me
level.
it took me a little while.
Like I would just restart every
It's like
single
a
time
Prince
I
of
missed
Persia.
There's a bubble.
Kinda, yeah, kind
Shit,
of like
it
that.
is. Yeah, there's because
The
like
bubble's the only way I'm allowed to play. When I play with my brother, he just yells, "Get in your bubble!"
to the point that like when we play, she's like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like, we have like over 700 lives right now. Like it's okay. Like you can bubble all you want.
Well, what on the old Wii, you could just like shake the controller and your bubble would go faster towards the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one.
shake it,
Yeah,
shake that
shake
shit.
Yeah.
It's the same way with 3D World. Yeah,
it. Oh,
like just shake the
I never
goddamn
play with
controller.
anybody on 3D World. I beat it by myself.
Oh yeah,
And if I run out of cat suits, I bubble.
Dude, yeah, I went with Peach cat suit.
Right?
See,
Toad.
That
Peach
was
is-
me.
Toad.
He's so cute.
He is cute. Sorry, Luigi. I mean, it's my thing, but
Peach
Oh,
is
you like
got the
Luigi?
float, though.
he's the no, I don't. It's just that like he's like the most technical character, so I like to,
I mean, so,
Yeah.
I'm the best,
And the
whatever.
cat's in
everything else is just a little too easy for me.
It's funny that he's the most technical like platforming
Stay.
character, but like on every sports
Stay.
kart game, no matter what, he is like all around average.
I don't think it's that Luigi is technical. I think you just have to be a really great technical player
Okay.
to
To
play
be
Luigi.
Luigi.
Like if you want to do Super Mario Galaxy and get all your stars again, I never did. With Luigi,
I mean, yeah, I did it,
Wow.
Once
I worked
all the way through with
I
all
worked
of
my
them,
ass
but
off. Just
I never did the Luigi a second
I
time.
played it and then I was like, no, I'm not going back there.
I
You're like,
worked
oh,
my
new
ass
character,
off.
I get it. I
Yeah.
just
Well, it was fitting that the final star I got was the hardest one, which was the get all the purple coins on the Mario pixelated jumping thing. That they all flip over and it turns into just like a hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
And then it unlocked Luigi, which I had suspected, but I was hiding from the knowledge of it because I wanted it to be true, and I didn't want it to like for me to be wrong.
Sorry.
And I really wanted Luigi in a single player Mario game, and I got it.
Tiffy, you play anything recently?
I play a
How
lot
great.
of Clash Royale.
We already talked about that.
How great is that?
I got the clone today.
You got the clone.
I didn't play with it yet.
How great is that new challenge?
It's my favorite.
So before they were doing these just random challenges where you they give you just a random deck, and you have to win with something that with a deck that you've never seen before.
So it's
Sure.
a card game.
Kind
Yes.
of, but the cards move.
Is Clash
They walk
Royale the ad
You-
that I always get when I'm playing games that I do
It's
like?
one of
Probably.
probably.
The
You
guy
have
has the big
cards.
There's
yellow
Clash of Clans,
helmet.
Clash Royale.
Okay.
What is it? Game of War. And
Yeah, Game of War.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is
And
it?
then
And
There's
Arnold
another one.
Schwarzenegger.
Where
Yeah,
you have to
that's
play
Game of
it
War.
To get out of the
Yeah.
ad.
You can wait
Did you
for
just
30
see his,
seconds.
this
and
hand?
you don't
I
have
can't-
to.
Oh,
I have-
I always just sit there. I'm just like,
If
oh,
you
here we go
play
again.
those
30
fast
seconds.
that
Yeah,
ad.
you just,
I have some of those. I have the first
I
5
assumed it
seconds
was
of some of
30
those ads
seconds
memorized.
I do too.
As soon as I can press it, I press it.
Well, I was
I
playing
assumed
that
they either made you play
what,
for 30 seconds
PewDiePie
or you just waited, so
Scooby
I refused to give them
simulator.
Oh, that I know that one was big for a little while.
I was playing that for a little bit, and there's ads on everything on there, and that's how it's free.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was always that Game of War.
Yeah.
There's some horror. It's Age of Empires,
I
but
get that.
Oh,
on
that
Tuesday.
one too.
Don't
That
even
was the other
compare
one.
it to that.
well, but diet crap version.
Yeah.
But they want to be Age of Empires.
I've never actually played Age of Empires.
Classic
Yeah.
RTS.
No,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I haven't either, but I'm not a Civ player. I've tried really hard to be.
I can't do Civ.
Uh,
It's way too complicated for me.
it's pretty complicated for me
So
too.
Age of Empires is not like Civ.
And the turn-based
No,
planning, that's what makes it so hard.
Yeah.
Not just being turn-based, but having to plan for
It's
everyone else's
chess.
move.
I mean, that's more chess than anything else. Like,
Risk.
Age of Empires
yeah.
is more like, is more of a
Risk, yeah.
it's more active risk kind of thing. Well, no, it's I don't know where I'm going with that.
It's all right.
I'm getting caught up in metaphors.
Captain, you need to steer us in the right direction.
Oh,
We're just running off the rails.
That's just what happens.
Hey,
Ty, what have you been playing recently? Sorry, Tiffy, did you have anything else?
we
playing
really like
anything
the
else?
new Clash Royale. We could talk about it for about 10
This isn't the
minutes if you
Clash
want.
cast.
It's true. That's all I've got. I've been busy lately.
that's the next one.
No, it's fine. I'm just joking.
We're on 60-hour weeks right now, so
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
it's been rough.
Coming off of finals into 60-hour weeks, I
Yeah.
haven't played much of anything.
My cat, though, has been playing my extensive back catalog of retro games, so
It's true.
maybe Oliver can talk about it, but
He lives a colorful game life.
Ty, you been playing anything recently?
Well, lately I've just mostly been switching between Final Fantasy 15, still playing some Overwatch, and Pokemon Moon all the time.
Oh, you're on Moon? I'm on Sun.
I got 134 hours in already.
Jesus fucking
I've got my
Christ.
I'm
first
like
shot.
6. I have like 6 hours.
I got my first shiny
You
2
don't
days
have a
ago.
bed.
Your first. God damn it, shinies are really.
I
hard
went
to come
shiny
by.
hunting already.
See, I didn't realize until
Staryu.
I was reading an article like a week ago that shinies aren't any more powerful. They're just
No,
pretty.
it's just a one.
I didn't know that.
It's just I think the regular chance to get one is like 1 in 8,000 something.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, I know that
The
things have been
SOS
changed.
chaining
Yeah, you
is
can
so
chain them.
good.
It's a lot easier to get shinies this time. I don't think I got a shiny through Wonder Trade on X. That's the only
Yeah.
time I've ever got a shiny, and it was a Zubat, which apparently are very common shinies.
Oh yeah, the Zubat was my first shiny in gold, and I thought it was a glitch. So I killed it. You know,
Kill it with fire.
Heart gold.
no, old gold.
Gold. So
Gold,
shinies
gold.
are around.
They added them in gold.
Yeah,
And
as soon as they
silver.
could
That was
add
the
some
first gen.
color, they
Yeah.
added those things.
Because I am a. So I know that this color palette is off. I'm red, blue, yellow, and then I came back to it in leaf green, fire
Ooh.
red.
So you just skipped 2 generations.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't played.
Damn.
Since,
I mean,
since
technically, he
the-
hasn't played since the second generation, right? Is that what you said?
No,
No,
first
that's
you
just
You
skipped
haven't
the
played
second.
until the first generation.
Gen-
Second's
three
my
is-
favorite.
Gen 3 is Game
Ruby
Boy
and
Advance.
Sapphire,
But
that's my second favorite.
But then I also didn't play Leaf Green Fire Red until 2010, 2011.
Ooh.
And
That's
I
a-
just happened to be in an environment where there were Game Boy, like people had Game Boy Advances and were playing Pokemon, and I was like, all right, I'm in. And so So, I do have 151 Pokemon complete Pokedexes twice in my life, but it's only with Gen 1.
Yeah, that's not enough now.
With Gen 1 Pokemon, yeah, no.
There's 800 and
It's something like that at this point, right? It hasn't crossed the 4-figure mark, but...
No, not yet. They're
not
there.
yet.
Do you think they're going to reboot it? There's like rumors that after this one, they're going to like try to do a reboot. Of
Well, you know, it's
Like,
kind of
completely?
almost looking that way though too, because I don't know if you guys saw the new rumors today that happened,
No.
but if you go on Cerebi, Pokemon just came out with a Japanese trailer for the 20th anniversary movie,
I did hear about the
and
movie.
Yeah, I
it
saw
shows
some things for
Ash
that.
younger, but it shows Ho-Oh on the cover flying above, just like the original series.
Right.
That's
they're
exactly
just
what
gonna-
happened in the first episode. So they're thinking that either it
Deep in
could
thought
be
right now.
have you seen the Pokemon Generations? They're
No, I
thinking that
haven't,
it
but
could
I
be
heard they're
like
really
the
cool.
beginning, the first season of like that in a movie, or yeah, but it's just all rumor right now. All they did was just release a trailer and it's 30 seconds. It doesn't show much.
I mean, but how would they reboot it? I mean, how can you actually reboot it? You can't.
I think the best way to
they've
do it
already
would
used
do.
up 800 puns.
I think the best way to do it is to start over with you have 151, but you pick different ones from those ones and like sort of reboot each of those Pokemon in a way. Like to, you know, you have like different styles of anime and stuff like that.
But I know it's hard, but you can quantify nerd rage. and that's going to be just like an atomic bomb waiting
That
to go off.
yeah, that might happen.
I mean, because I'm safe. I'm safe because Eevee will definitely be one of the rebooted ones. And
oh yeah,
Vaporeon
that
is-
would
Va-
because there
Vaporeon
would
is
be
my
an
favorite.
outrage if it wasn't.
Right, and Vaporeon is my favorite one. But you know, I think I'm safe. But shit, there's going to be some people out there that are really pissed.
We still got a while for that though. I mean,
But there's people that get pissed every time.
that's true. Yeah.
Like I hate that idea of when you're saying, "Oh, they can't do that. That's going to piss off fans." It's like even if they did the right thing, they're going to piss off fans.
because some people. Just
I mean, like
don't.
Pokemon is literally its own company. Like it's Nintendo's like
Game
better
Freak.
half. I don't
Which
know.
Everybody
Game
who
Freak.
bought Nintendo stock 6 months ago learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Nintendo themselves came out and went, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, Pokemon!
Hold on, guys. Like, whereas in American, wasn't that ridiculous that a company would come out and go, hey, you've just inflated, like, our worth. Like, we don't want you to do that. Whereas an American company would be like, sweet, we're
I
just going
think
to
they were forced to do that.
burst that
because-
bubble.
Yeah.
I think there were people inside that were just sort of like, we need to say something, otherwise this is going to look really bad when they do figure out on their own.
Yes.
Like if you can get ahead of this, that would be best.
Like, the
Even-
only
even
money
ex-
the only money that we're making this year is off of floundering system that is good, but no one's buying.
Even experienced stock traders just dove into that, assuming
Yeah.
that Pokemon was Nintendo intellectual property.
Oh, it's you gotta think about it. It's just like Game Freak and stuff.
No, that was a
But-
really hilarious story because I was sitting there like reading it, like, oh, Nintendo stock went up. That's really funny.
I mean, but off the sidetrack, that Pokemon stuff's gonna be a while away if they do reboot it. I
Yeah.
mean, the next thing that is even rumored is Stars,
Switch.
yeah,
codename
the
Stars,
Switch version, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's supposedly the Switch version of Moon and Sun. And the rumors that are to that is they found the animations from
The walking animations
Yeah, the
for
walking
every single one of
animations
them. Oh, really?
for every single Pokemon in the game. They got it from Sun and
'Cause
Moon,
it-
but
it
it's not
follows
in
you?
Sun and Moon. Yes,
That's what it's
follow
going to
you.
be. Is you'll have your team
Okay.
follow
So-
you.
because
Yeah.
in
and Nintendo's
for,
League Queen right now.
for the girl. in the room.
It's true.
You know how we have buddies in Pokemon Go?
I do.
Well,
Same thing.
Yeah.
It'll walk but with
in the
you.
game.
That's so much cuter.
Yeah.
So you play anything else? I heard you say Final Fantasy 15.
It's so good.
Yeah, I talked about it
It's
last
so
week. I've been
I only have 9.5 hours in it.
I've got 25 hours in.
See, yeah, I think my roommate's got like 30.
Yeah, and I'm at chapter 6, I think. Something like that. I don't know that.
There's like 15.
There's like 15 chapters, something like somewhere around there. But it's like I've heard some of the chapters are like literally like 5 minutes long. Like it's a cut scene basically, and it's like that cuts over to the next chapter. So you can't really gauge it on that. But I'm loving it.
I love
I'm really
it.
loving this game.
It reminds me of a mixture between Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 12. The battle system, at least, and everything in it. I get hints of 7, a little bit of 9, and then a bunch of 13.
Yeah, it's easily the most fun I've had playing a Final Fantasy game. Like I've only played all the way through a few Final Fantasies. I love the Final Fantasy games, but they're not the turn-based action isn't what you would really call fun. You know, it's like it's gratifying in a lot of ways, but I don't think that after 50 hours of doing that thing over and over, you can't really say that part of it is still fun 50 hours in.
See, I never considered Final Fantasy fun. I just really love the games.
Yeah.
I was always in for Final Fantasy for the story. That's how I've always been.
You look like you were wanting to say something, Dean.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about Final Fantasy because one thing I really liked about 13, which I started
It was
playing
good.
recently.
I think it got more hate than it should have.
Well,
Agreed.
Agreed. I like to grind.
Well, they were still teaching you stuff 40 hours in.
I know it was super linear, but
Yeah,
and
40
the
hours
thing
in,
is
the
just
tutorial should be over.
Well, it's not that I think is unfair. I think that's just some like meme kind of thing because it wasn't that the tutorial's still going on. They were introducing a new thing that applied to what was happening in the game.
I didn't play it.
I don't even get to
Paradigm.
speak to Final Fantasy 15 until I get a $20 crappy PC port a year from now. So.
But you'll probably get the good version that they put all the story stuff that they apparently forgot to put in it when they released it.
I hope
apparently DLC's having Gilgamesh and others.
I've heard about that. Like with the whole thing, the story patch that they've talked about of adding some more things for certain characters to make their storyline make more sense. Do that as an episode. Do that as like a free DLC episode of like their backstory. Don't patch it in to the main story.
No, because people are probably already. It's like people
not-
are already beating it. Probably.
I'm going for the
sure.
platinum on it, and as soon as I get that, until like I don't know, DLC with trophies comes out, I won't touch it again. Like even when they add more skins and all this stuff, if they don't put trophies on there, I don't consider it to be like an actual expansion. I'm not like the kind of person that has to get every trophy, but that's how I sort of look at that stuff.
It's almost like Destiny. It wasn't fully there, but you paid for it.
Which is interesting. They're going to be adding some multiplayer stuff in the future. I almost think that like a year and a half from now, this is going to be a completely different game. That there's going to be the single player,
like
and then there's going to be like the online
Yeah.
MMO version of it.
You know, I played
Because that's
14
kind of
though. It
what
wasn't
they
that bad.
want.
It seems
At
like that's
all.
what they want. Yeah.
Well, that's what they always kind
Well,
of
that's what
wanted.
they did with 11 and
11 and
14.
14, yeah.
And even 12 had hints of that. Like they wanted to do the MMO sort of thing.
Yeah. But I'm the opposite of you though. Like I will forget the entire Final Fantasy story. I just want to get the stuff, level up.
See,
Because
it's for everybody.
Yeah.
It's for everybody, and like a lot of people will play Final Fantasy or just Japanese RPGs are synonymous with their battle system.
Which
The battle
you've
system
got to
is why
hand it
some
to them.
people play.
They've created a new battle system, and that's impressive. Most RPGs that come out, they are just like you can play this and be like,
But they have to
this is
make a new
pretty much the
system.
same battle system from this game here. Like they just sort of did that. They had a little flair. It's like this is a new battle system. Like it does take hints from other things, but it is its own thing.
But the thing is though, like Kingdom Hearts, it feels like they took some of it from there.
Well,
But-
the guy that would.
But that's still a square game.
It is, yeah. I mean,
So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That and Disgaea 3, he said, were the two things he drew from the most.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard about that.
Because he was put in, I think the director was put in, was taken from, I don't remember how. This game has such a fucked up development cycle. I don't remember where he came from, or whatever they pulled from the most.
Basically. Although there's no way that this game was in development for 10 years. That at some point, Versus 13 was canceled. They didn't want to say that because they were just like, we could bring it back at some point, and then they were like, okay, enough people are talking about this. We need to do something with it. So they were talking about making 15, and they looked back because you can tell that they took Noctis from Versus. That they were looking at the trailers that they made for it. And they were like, I like that character. Mm-hmm. I want to take this character and still make a game with him. But it's not going to be. I mean, it clearly isn't in the 13 universe. Thank God.
Thank God. I was after 3 games, we don't need another one.
No, we don't.
You don't want another game where there's a countdown timer that you have to finish the game.
Okay, you know what? In all honesty, Lightning Returns, I played the shit out of
Was that the second one?
That was the third one.
Oh, I didn't play the third one. I actually liked the second one.
See, the second one
because it was like Pokemon. It was like Pokemon. That you had to collect the creatures and everything. They had, Wait,
they had a whole thing. 13-3?
There's a 13-2 and 13-3.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know.
It was
the second one you play as Lightning's sister, Sarah.
Yeah, Lightning Returns, that's 13.
And then
no.
Lightning Returns is
13-3 because you play as her sister in the second one, and then I assume she returns for the third one.
Well, you're Lightning in the third one.
Yep.
Right.
So she
returns. Yeah. Right.
Because 13-2 was her returning. It was the returning.
Yes. The 13-3 is like it plays kind of like 10-2 with not. It doesn't play that way, but like
you're not a J-pop star though.
No, you're like Gear. Your Gear's set up that way.
For which one?
13-3.
I didn't play 13-3. I know there was a big clothing.
Yeah, you switch your clothing
aspect to
each clothing you can equip certain things on, or that it already has.
Were they like materia or?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Okay. It's like closed infused with materia.
I've always wanted to play 6, and you almost got me to play it one time. Full disclosure,
my favorite is 6.
Same.
9's mine.
I was
6 and then 8.
And I put more hours in on the GBA version.
That's what
quadruple
you sat me down
the hours.
Honestly,
SNES
most people wouldn't count it, but for me, Tactics Advance is my favorite.
Oh, that's a good
Tactics
one.
Advance is the only one I've actually put time into.
I put 200 hours into that game.
I believe I did too. I didn't finish it.
No, I finished that one. The
Okay.
Tactics Advance 2 or A2 for the DS.
Right.
I put another 100 hours into that one, but never finished.
I think pink-haired girl was still mad at me. Pink-haired hot chick was still mad at me. I didn't actually finish the game, but I put an ungodly amount of time into that. But you sat me down with because I never had access to 3 because I didn't play RPGs until Pokemon.
I had the GBA one,
right?
The Game Boy,
and I sat down and played the opening, and that is an amazing opening.
It's pretty good. Yeah, that's
it's
probably
brilliant.
the best 16-bit JRPG.
Late title card, late credit sequence,
Mode 7, snowy battlefield, and just the mech
3 mechs walking.
I've never
down,
played 6. I have it. I have 5 and 6, the anthology for PlayStation.
The problem with the PlayStation ones, you get load times.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have it on my Vita, and you get load
scenes,
times.
right?
It has cutscenes, but you get load times going into menus.
See, that's why I want to play.
That's
unskippable.
It sucks. The best version of Chrono Trigger is the DS version.
That's
I played Chrono Trigger now. I mean,
I have Chrono Trigger on my Vita. I've been trying to replay it.
Times deep into
it's a good game.
Yeah.
But playing it even on Vita, even though it's not reading off a disc, it still simulates the disc.
Let's start our own podcast over here.
No.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Wait.
Speaking of things that are completely inspired by Final Fantasy VII.
Brian, you're gonna need to shut up for a minute.
We are gonna need another podcast because you're wrong about that.
Yeah. Argument.
Ty, you had something else?
Well,
before we move on to Dean.
Shining Force. Sorry.
I guess.
No.
There you go. It is a shining derivative.
Yes.
Well, I guess with the other game, the Overwatch Season 3's out now, the winter thing stuff.
the
started.
Christmas special
Christmas
or
stuff
whatever.
They're all
started.
bundled up and they look
They're all-
adorable.
And they have
Yeah,
the
you
snowball
know.
fights. My
I
wife
don't
plays
like
a lot
the
of it.
snowball.
I don't really. I've played like maybe altogether 6 matches. I like it. I just don't play multiplayer.
I
games.
do not like that snowball thing.
Okay.
I played it. We tried it twice, and I was like, "Nope, let's go back. Let's play something else." And you know what? We played something else, and then I got on to play the game, and I was happy because you never get healing play the games.
There you go.
But no, that's about it.
Dean, what have you been playing recently?
I finished Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Ooh.
Yes.
How was
And,
that?
You need to play that,
I
Brian.
know.
It was so polarizing. Like literally, it's the beginning is absolutely awful because you get trolled.
But it's so good in a way.
I'm trying to figure out what my final opinion is on this game, and you'll know why I'm so pissed about this when I tell you the state of the game when I finished it. Because, okay, at the beginning it's annoying because it trolls you. Like it's trying to give you, it's trying to tell you how to do all the things, and then they give you tutorial after tutorial, and then they go, "Are you sick of these tutorials?" And they give you 20 more, and you click through them, and it's more things that you can remember. They're just trying to piss you off. So I get through that, and I'm like, okay, now I have to learn this on my own because I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you know what?
Did you play Far Cry 3?
No.
Oh,
the
okay.
only reason I played Blood Dragon is because it was free on Uplay last month.
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Xbox
Or this
Live,
month
so.
or whenever. But, so I got through the campaign, and I don't want to spoil the end of the campaign. But
Yeah, 'cause
Sure.
I'm planning on going through it, so.
the very last thing you do in the game, besides collecting all the other stuff to
The
get yourself to
shit ton of
100%,
It's-
for me, you can't do. You really enjoy it. So here's my big gripe with the game. So everything about that game, I wonder, chicken and the egg, which came first, Kung Fury or Blood Dragon? I don't know.
I
But
think it's just, the answer is Michael Bean.
who's Michael Bean?
Yeah.
What?
Is he the guy who does the voices?
The guy who got sent back in time in the original Terminator. Was also in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
He's the main guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the main guy in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is really just the main guy from Kung Fury. I mean, did you see Kung Fury?
It's on my Netflix watch later. I just never got around to it.
Watch it before
Watch
you
it.
play Blood Dragon, okay? But anyway, so
Well, I've already played Blood Dragon. Oh, yeah, but
did
yeah.
you finish it?
I didn't finish it. It was one of those things that I went from. I picked it up around the same time that, or I played Far Cry 3 around the same time that Blood Dragon came out, because everyone was talking about that, and I was like, I gotta play through 3. Loved 3, and then I loved the fact that you start on Blood Dragon, and it's just sort of like, fuck what games are supposed to be. We're just gonna do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We'll take this game here, but then we're gonna crank up the pink, and we're gonna throw dinosaurs in here, and we're gonna do all this.
Yeah,
shit.
I was
and it's
telling
just
him
like-
that I came down the stairs when my brother first got Blood Dragon. I was like, and he's his rig is set up in the basement. He's a PC player. I'm like, what the hell is this? He's like, it's Far Cry Blood Dragon. It's a Far Cry 3 thing. I'm like, this looks like the most insane 80s thing I've ever seen. And he's that pretty much.
It's insane because it's the 1980s idea of what the future would be, and that's the world that you're in.
So it's
That's-
like the Fallout of the 80s.
well, you collect CRT TVs and
Yep.
VHS tapes.
What?
Yep.
Like these
That's
are the collectibles.
hilarious.
It's like you have
It only
this,
gets better when they say Telefunken U on the front of them.
it looks just like a Telefunken U47. Yeah. So it's something really surreal about setting your waypoint on a map to a VHS tape. So that you go
Yeah.
find the VHS tape. So here's why I'm pissed about the game though, because the whole objective
It's not
is
Night Trap.
well, it would be better if it was night trap because there would be panties, and there's no panties in it. But anyway, you get to the end, and there's this really nice menu that shows you how far you've come, how many TV sets you've collected, how many VHS tapes you've collected, and this, that, and the other. And I tried to get 100%, and I got everything but one thing. There's one objective where you have to ride in every single type of vehicle. And I never got to ride in a helicopter because I destroyed all the helicopters. There are no helicopters. They don't regenerate.
That's hilarious.
But I thought the opening you ride in a helicopter.
You do, but that didn't count.
It doesn't count?
It doesn't count. So, if you're going to beat that game, do not destroy all the helicopters. You will not get 100%.
Well, I've got Far Cry Primal waiting for me, so
and there are no helicopters.
I don't think so.
I've only played Far Cry 4, so.
Well, it sold me on Far Cry, so I think I'm probably going to play 3 soon, and then 4.
Yeah, don't bother with. I mean, a lot of people. 2 is one of those polarizing ones where some people say it's great, some people hate it. I hate it. It's just like it's open world, but it's before they figured out how to do open worlds in a first person view. So you have. I remember playing it, and it's like you have a map that like tracks things. It's all about like finding diamonds, and you're in Africa and you have to fight malaria, and you constantly have to like inject yourself with stuff, otherwise you'll die. But you have like this map, but it's so hard to read the map. It's not like you press a button and it brings a digital map that we have in your modern open world game now. It was so I just think it's really hard to go back to those
before,
kind of games.
like it was back when everyone was calling everything like not GTA clones, but it was that like burst where you're getting Saints Row, you're getting Far Cry, you're getting Just Cause.
Well, they called
everything and just like
everything that's crazy.
They called
before you're getting like all of the GTA clones, but like this was like that burst of like, oh, these are all really good. We shouldn't just call them GTA clones, sandbox clones, like it's 360 era. Like, yeah, the first one was weird, but like no one had carved their own space out, and it was like when everyone was kind of starting to carve their own space out. Just Cause 2 was crazily better than Just Cause 1.
Yep.
Saints Row 2 was way better than Saints Row 1. Far Cry 2 wasn't better than Far Cry 1. Far Cry 3 was amazing. It was just like it was like a weird nebulous period for sandbox games.
Gaming goes through those periods. It's like now we're in the period.
Genres of gaming go
we're
through
still
those
in that
periods.
kind of like remake genre, like era.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where like
we're getting out of it. Like, okay, let's move away from remasters. Now we're gonna
keep
games,
remastering things.
Yeah, we
it's
are.
the way
but
that like movies have gone before.
it's how they get their sales. I mean, I'm still gonna buy them, but
like our pioneer. Like,
hate to admit it, but
yeah, and like gaming's in this weird spot. Like our pioneer, our father, just died like 2 years ago. Ralph Baird just died. Like we're about to start going through like the first wave of video game pioneer deaths. Like the industry is not that old. It's kind of weird just to think about it. Like I don't know.
Play anything else, Dean?
Not that I've finished and that's notable. No.
All right. 2 games I've been playing. First one is Let It Die. I was going to talk about this last week, but I wanted to save it because...
Right?
Yes, it is Suda51's latest game. He is the guy behind Killer 7 from the GameCube PS2. He did No More Heroes. He did Lollipop Chainsaw. He did Killer Must Die. He did Shadow of the Damned, which I think is a very underrated game.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was trying to think of.
Let It Die has no right to be as good as it is. It is like it is a free-to-play PlayStation 4 exclusive with microtransactions. If you, it's sort of a dungeon crawler roguelike where you get a character, you build them up, but if your character dies, you lose all of that stuff. It kind of does a Dark Souls-y feel to it, where you'll have to basically start a new character, and if you want to get that gear that your character had back, you have to go and kill them. But you have to keep in mind, you're now a level 1, and that one could have been a level 20.
And he has all your
And he has all your gear. And people can invade. They'll send people out. And
That's Dark Souls.
Yeah, it is. You can have multiple characters though. You basically keep these corpses that you reanimate in a freezer, and then you can choose them and you can send them out into someone else, or you can cycle through them and you want to level them up and power them up. And then there's also aspects of it where you have to protect your base, that people can invade your base to steal other corpses that you've taken hostage. And it's all filled with this Japanese punk rock grunge metal vibe that Suda51 puts all over his shit.
So it's
So
some
much
kind
going
of so it's some kind of like drunken state of Ark, and
Not quite open like that, because it's very, like I said, it's all dungeon based. You have your home base, which is very small, but then you go into this elevator, and imagine you're like at the top, or you're at the very bottom of a mall, a giant mall. Because the story is that this is in the future, and in Japan, the tectonic plates smashed against each other, and all of the cities merged into one that created this giant tower to the heavens. And people want to get up there, but there's like zombies in there, and it's like fucking nuts. And your
Persona.
Your host is a Grim Reaper who, with X-ray vision eyes, like the kind you see on the back of a comic, who skateboards and goes by the name of Uncle Death.
Yes.
Uncle Death.
And he'll talk to you through like the speaker on your controller, and he'll be like, what does he do? He's like, "Oh, hey man, that level looks really tough. Are you okay? Oh, you're so brave." And he's just like, he says weird, like, what was it? He was just like, "Oh, hey senpai, I sent you a text message. It's like really important. You should check it out." And it's random shit. And I fucking love this game. And I want to put money into it, but it's just like, I started when the game released, so there were server issues. And they ended up giving you a bunch of what they call the gems that you get. They call them heavy metals, which are rainbow-colored skulls. And when you die, you can get insurance. Which, when you die, it zooms out almost like a weird futuristic news thing. And then this girl is just like, "Would you like to buy some insurance?" And she holds up these two signs where it's like one says yes, one says no, and it's like
really
you cycle
washed
it.
out white color.
No, it's like real weird, like, imagine
Does it
like
look kinda
future
creepy?
news kind of thing, where you
Yeah.
just have like weird things spinning in the background kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's so fucked up.
Does it make more or less sense than Killer 7?
I would say more sense.
And are people flipping you off for no reason?
No, I haven't really seen that. It's typically they just want to kill you. And your weapons are things like, one, you have like a buzzsaw that you hold in one hand, or you can have a like an iron, like you would use for ironing things, but you steam people in the face.
Fucking right.
So is this a 2D platformer? Or
No, this is
3D
a 3D game.
So is the dungeon crawling kind of like Persona?
Yeah, kind of like Persona. I would say it is closer to Persona.
Is Persona
like that,
the
but-
one where you're going through the school and
You're
you
going through
do
the
all
school and you shoot
classrooms?
yourself in the head with
Yeah.
the gun and you summon this thing.
That's 3.
So let
Yes,
me
that's my favorite
That's
one.
3.
let me tell you some of the voice talent that they have in this game. The
Oh.
narrator, Mark Hamill.
Nice.
There's also Tracy Lords,
Like the
like
Tracy
the
Lords?
porn
What?
legend Tracy Lords.
What?
I hear we're gonna get to a reference to her later when we record Luigi's apartment.
Billy D. Williams,
Damn straight.
Vern Troyer.
What?
What?
Mini-Me?
God
Is that
bless him.
Ernest?
That's Mini-Me.
That's
Yeah.
Mini-Me. That's the
Oh.
Mini-Me. Wee Man from Jackass.
But they're the same thing.
No, they're
No, they're not.
they're
They're
two
not.
different people though.
But here's the thing:
I
these
know.
some of these
Join
characters,
the house.
some of these people that I just named, all they do is just basically go fuck, and that's like it. That is the voice acting. That
So
they
it's
gave
like
for
an
this.
old Tom GPS like voice. It just,
Yeah, you like buy a
Tracy
voice
Lords
actor.
is like,
That
okay, just
fizzled out
another day
so
at the
hard.
office.
Basically,
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Vin Diesel in Guardians of the Galaxy. All he says is,
I'm Groot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah. Both of your jokes were better than mine because mine died.
You're just
It's like Tom that 10-year-old joke about Snoop Dogg telling you which way to turn. Yeah, I'm really hip, guys.
Anyways, Let It Die. If you have a PS4, try this game out. It's really hard, but it's honestly, it may be one of Suda's best since Killer 7. because it's just it's not the deepest game, but it's a fun Dark Souls light kind of game, and a lot of people are really into the whole Dark Souls types of games right now. So I think it would mesh well with a lot of people. The other game, I never thought I would say this.
Oh shit!
I completed The Last Guardian.
Ooh.
Oh hey!
I heard,
Is that brand new?
yeah.
Do you know about The Last Guardian's legacy?
It looks
It's like Shadow Colossus, right?
Yeah, Shadow Colossus.
It's by the
Same
people
person?
that made that one. It's been in development for 10 years. It was supposed to be out on the PS3. It was shown off at
I'm
the
just
launch of the
silently
PS3, I
giggling
believe.
over
I
here
did.
because I know the whole story.
It was basically delayed. The
No,
head
not,
of
not
it,
delayed. It was delayed.
nothing.
7-year gap. Hey, we're here again. We're still here.
No
Delayed,
Man's
delayed,
Sky
delayed.
times 7.
Delayed.
But then you have like the head guy is basically saying he is breaking off from the team that was behind it. But then it was like, well, I'm basically on contract to finish this. But as soon as I finish this game, I'm off of here. So I'm not
Sony
doing
was
it.
holding a gun to his head. Persona 3. Holding a gun to his head for about 5 years. Like, we're not going to announce that we're still working on this until you get to a build that we think will actually come out. So keep working, motherfucker.
So The Last Guardian is, when it comes to the story, the music, the visuals, absolutely amazing.
Good.
It's a bad game.
Damn it.
The
It
controls,
looks nice.
But
it's okay. Here's the thing: there are moments. Okay, typically in a video game, you have the through story of the game leads to one emotionally climactic scene, and it's always building up to that. This one has like 5 or 6 of those throughout the whole thing. There are single moments in this game that are better than most video
just took
games
too long.
altogether.
because Eco and Shadow of the Colossus are both PS2 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they pumped out 2 in a life cycle, and then they were gonna get to a third
And that
really
was-
early on in the PS3's life cycle.
But
and
it's,
then
now
it
it's out.
just it disappeared, really.
And there are parts about it that I can understand. The main thing about The Last Guardian is you have your chimera bird dog creature giant thing, the Trico is what it's called. And it has sort of its own AI and it behaves like a dog. Like there are so many times that it reminds me like one of my dogs. And there are these moments, like I said, there's moments throughout this whole thing that it's just like, this is incredible. The story that it tells, there's points in the game where I'm just like, okay, we're coming to the ending now. Like the things that are just happening right now, this has to be in. It's like, no, this is just part of the story. It's like a Studio Ghibli anime sort of thing, like a Miyazaki kind of anime. Just has these emotional points that are incredible. It is a game that I will never forget. But it plays horribly. The controls, a lot of people go, like before it came out, they were like expected to have bad controls because the previous game,
Ico.
Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, both had bad controls. This one has worse controls. You jump with triangle, which is just weird. There are so many times that I died in this game because I was just trying to climb off of Trico. I just wanted to get off of him. And I would be doing this thing where I would keep like jumping, but he would keep grabbing, and then you would press basically X to kind of go ragdoll. It's to like let go.
Yeah.
And I would ragdoll and fall through the tiniest little hole that happened to be right next to him. Died, has to load back
That
to your
ragdoll
last
button
save.
seems like this is the first time hearing of it. It seems like something that was fully fleshed out 6 years ago, and they're like, we're really gonna like this button is going to be like really crucial to like how you play this game, but just the nature of a just troubled game cycle,
There's so many things that they do well.
tortured game cycle.
Yeah, there's so many things that they do well, but it's like I kept thinking about this. I was like, what they should have had is 2 years ago, got Mark Cerny in here. It's just been like, this is what you need to do, actually, using this power here. And just like doing everything so everything would run smooth. He could look at the controller and be
ever
like,
since the
well, it would be
PS3.
best if we did this here and change this there. And he could probably have it in like 7 months.
I feel like Mark Cerny rose to prominence not just because of his prolific work since the late 80s, early 90s, but just probably telling people how to deal with Kudaragi's like insane fever dream that was the PS3.
Yeah.
And like, hey, actually, this is how you make a good PS3 game. And like, here's how you kind of work on it. And like, that's how he became a producer, and that's how he became like a creative director. And yeah, he probably should have been there a long time ago just to
I
help
still use
someone
my
out in that
PS3.
game. You
I
know,
don't have a
it's
PS4.
not a bad system.
Actually.
It took people about 3 years to like really understand.
Well,
how
I
to
started getting it because the
develop
remasters.
for it. Well,
I got
okay.
10 and 10-2, and then both Kingdom Hearts discs. So
Both? You mean like
10? They got one, and then it's 1.5 and 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah,
Now there's
both of them.
2.8.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the
I just
complete
want 3.
edition. I'm not touching
All that
those.
2-point shit. I just want 3. I want Sora. I don't care. Me personally, I'm just kind of.
Kingdom Hearts 3, you just
I
gonna
want
play
the
as
Game Boy
Donald the
Advance
entire
remaster.
time?
No, I would not. I would. Oh my.
That game really sucks.
I would
Oh, they
rage.
did sort of a Game Boy Advance remaster. They did it
Like
on the
Chain of
on the
Memories?
Kingdom Hearts 2 engine. I think
Really?
is what they did. Yeah, they basically remade it.
It's the only Kingdom Hearts game I've played, and it's
That was the card one, right?
Yeah, the card one.
really bad.
Chain of Memories.
There's a novelty
I almost
niche
beat that
market
one.
just waiting to happen for that. Like the remake of Game Boy Color Resident Evil
Yes.
would be so excellent.
They've already remade all the Resident Evils now. I
So
believe.
So moving on, we've already spent nearly an hour just talking about all that, but we have a lot of people in here today.
Yeah.
This episode, I wanted to focus on 2016, specifically video games. There's a lot of shitty stuff that happened this year. We're not gonna worry about that. But talking more about the things that have happened in gaming, I've got a long list of things in here in no particular order. One that I feel obligated to get out of the way. No Man's Sky released this year to a lot of controversy.
Kind of did.
And so game came out. It was not what people were told it was going to be. A lot of things changed in it. They did an update recently that maybe in 2017 this game will suddenly be good again.
It seems
or good.
With that update, it kind of almost reminds me of Spore.
Oh,
I mean,
Do you remember that
a lot of
game?
people
That's
have
sad.
been saying that, and
I'm just saying because they added like the whole. Now you can make a base here.
but the whole
Mm.
actually the whole game itself is reminiscent of Spore. Because,
Well, yeah.
I mean, Will Wright had hit after hit after hit, and then he was doing Spore for like 3-4 years, and people were like, "Oh my God, Spore is going to be amazing!" And there was just so much hype around it, and it was going to be like just the culmination of like everything
Yeah, I played it.
he'd ever
and I got
done.
bored, but
Well, no, and a lot of people were like, "What, the Creature Creator?" and like just everything that was around Spore was supposed to be fucking amazing, and it just happened to be like 5 neat little fun games wrapped into one game.
yep.
And it wasn't a bad game. It just fell underneath the weight of everyone's
and
hype.
I feel like that's how No
did
Man's
it.
Sky is. It was
Exactly.
overhyped. I'm not trying to give it shit.
We've done that plenty on this show already.
It
I just
sucks
think
that-
it does deserve some kind of shit, just because you know they were even in trouble for possibly false advertising or
I
whatever.
mean,
it
yeah,
was.
and
but
they
technically
were,
Tony
but-
Blair was in trouble for an unlawful war. In
Yeah.
Britain.
but
Kind of.
kind of
Like that lawsuit was also brought forward in England because it was it was false advertising. Oh, our prime minister got real big butt buddies with George W. Bush and went into a war he shouldn't have. Like they got mad at him and on paper.
Yeah, but I think that all the overhypeness got to them personally, and that's why they went quiet.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know what? I don't even want to touch the game right now
It's-
because
It's
you know,
what I do when
nobody likes it right now.
It's what I do when families fighting. I just kinda get real quiet. And
Yeah.
go,
Yeah,
you guys
I
figure
mean-
it out.
yeah.
So another thing that happened in 2016, it's been a big year for VR.
It's been a big year for
The VR's not that
yeah.
bad.
I mean, I've got the PSVR. I'm loving it. Brian's played PSVR. Ty, have you played PSVR?
I don't have any VR. I haven't played PlayStation, but I've played the Vive.
Okay, so you've done the Vive. So you've
Yes.
done what is possibly the best VR.
This is what
right
I'm
now.
excited
It's
about.
the open.
And I love it.
Vive is like the most open, like do whatever the fuck you want. Like Steam is just like here, yeah, just have at it.
Well, and on Steam they've
Yeah.
got. Have you guys seen the virtual arcade that you can get on Steam for?
I've heard
$20?
about it.
Have you seen videos of this?
No, I haven't.
You can set up an arcade for yourself, and you can assign an emulator and a ROM to an arcade machine
What?
and slap a marquee onto it.
Oh my
I
god!
didn't
And
know
walk
that.
up
fake
to
walk
it.
up to it.
Fake walk up to it and play it and live.
Oh my god!
And I'm talking about CRT filters on the screen, like you're looking at the machine.
Oh, I could
That's
easily. Yeah,
20 years ago.
I
it
could
totally
spend
makes
hours.
sense.
But the killer feature of this
Oh my!
is that your other friends with Steam, which I don't see how this will work because you got an $800 VR headset and everyone has to have a
Yeah.
$1,500 PC.
Right.
But you can invite your friends to come over to your arcade. And you can walk around
And see
you
each
can
other?
play 2-player Street Fighter 2.
That's
Oh
gnarly.
my god!
You
This
can
is
sit down in a movie theater and watch Pulp Fiction.
this is Ready Player One. Like I brought this up when we were talking about
Yes.
VR before. This stuff literally is in Ready Player One.
And it's $20 on Steam.
Oh my god!
See, the only thing that I did on the Vive was the what was the lab that they have on there. Like
Oh,
the
I've been
portal
wanting to
lab
do that
stuff.
one. Yeah.
Rec Room?
It was so
No?
fun.
No. It was like
it's,
the portals.
It's like the
it was
portal
like-
lab. It's
yeah.
Valve's.
Oh,
like,
really?
So, so when you get into the game, you're just in this lab, and there's a table. You know, there's desks and blueprints, and there's a chalkboard. There's all this shit around the room. You can go to anything you want, and like there's a whiteboard on there, and you can literally take the markers and pick them up and write with them, like on the board and stuff. You can do that. There's a little robot dog with you, and you can play with it. You can throw the marker, and he'll go catch it for you. Not kidding. And then there's this one of the activities in it is you get to mess around with one of the robots from Portal 2, the big chubby little robot. You get to take it apart, and like you literally look at the whole inside workings of the robot.
That's crazy.
And while you're looking at it, it'll tell you to like do something, and so you're like doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden the robot just falls apart, and you like look up, you're like, what's going on? The room starts like deconstructing, and all the floor starts falling. I'm just like, whoa,
And
like
you
stepping
figure
back.
this
And
out?
I've
then-
heard about that. Yeah.
and then Gladys comes in and starts, and she's
Oh, shit.
huge, and she's like right up in your face. She just starts talking to you and stuff. It's creepy.
well, Brian did the Arkham VR, and I got him to interact with Killer Croc.
What?
And
I freaked
Killer
the
Croc
fuck
is
out.
huge, and yeah, it
And the
scares
week
you.
before, or like not the week before, because it took a few weeks for me to get over there.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, "Oh man, I saw Killer Croc," and you can do this sequence of events where he roars at you, and it scared the shit out of me. And full knowing completely that this was probably a thing, I went into it, and he's like, "Do this," and I'm like, "Okay," and I did jump, and I wish, like, do you, like, I know that the file is corrupted in some weird way, but, like, is there any way that you can get that to me? Because I've tried to show people, and for whatever reason, the Twitch archive is messed up.
Dude, yeah, Twitch won't archive any of my stuff.
No, I mean it's other than what's. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's up on the channel. I can't really do anything else with it.
No,
That's
doesn't
behind the
matter.
scenes stuff.
But yeah,
That's
like,
behind the
it
scenes
scared, like, I jumped, scared the hell out of me. I had so much fun hanging out with you and playing that VR stuff. Like, that was great.
Just recently, I accidentally played a scary VR game.
Ooh,
I
what
did
is
a
it?
recording of it. It's called Crystal Rift, and it looks like everything that I got or all the screenshots of it and the stuff I was looking at. It looked like a grid-based like dungeon crawler RPG, something like Legends of the Grimrock or something like that, of just like the classic first-person RPG games, like, you know, those kind of things. And it does move in a grid pattern, but it turns out it's supposed to be scary. And I didn't realize that. And it's really easy for games to actually be scary in VR. You don't have to try very
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait for that Resident Evil 7.
Oh my
I want to
God.
try it in VR.
This is the only game
I'm gonna
I
scare
care
the
about
shit out
from
of myself.
2017. When that hits Steam, I'm gonna buy a Vive immediately.
I'm thinking about saving up. Just
Is it
going
going
to
to work with
for
Vive?
that.
I mean, I know it's
Well,
on
I don't know why it
PS4,
wouldn't,
or-
because I feel like the whole idea of the game is that it's suitable for
It's
VR.
supposed to be
I mean, I know
console
that.
and
I think
VR.
I'm pretty sure it's PSVR, like exclusive at launch.
I'll wait.
I think it's going to
on
be.
console too, though.
I'll wait. I don't see
It's going to
it.
be. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, yeah, you can play it without VR
Right,
because it's
yeah.
going to become an Xbox
You
as
don't
well.
need
Well,
it.
it needs
You
to
don't need-
come
you don't
to
need a
a
headset to play it.
non-PlayStation VR.
I'll probably play it twice. I'll probably buy it as soon as it hits Steam, which probably will be delayed, even though they have the logo on the trailer. But I'll play it again with a Vive whenever support's added. That's going to be
Yeah.
my intro to VR. 'Cause
I want to
I'm
play
a
it.
mark for Resident Evil.
I love Resident Evil
This
games.
is the first time I ever played Resident Evil 4 was.
Oh my
Four's
god!
the best
I
one.
could
That's-
go on and
that's
on
the
about
best
and
Resident
one.
Evil 4.
It was
I
the
could
weekend
too.
that we set up
That's
the
my
surround
favorite
sound
one. It's
system
the
in
best
it.
I can
one.
count on one hand the times that I've had my mind blown by a game, and the first time I saw Resident Evil 4 is on that hand
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, no,
I
like, we-
will. That was the first game that scared me. Actually,
Yes.
The,
Yeah.
the,
Just the beginning, being in the village and just being like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
They're burning this
coming
cop.
after me."
And that was the demo. I played it on a GameCube demo, and I picked up the box and
I played
bought
on
it.
PlayStation. I played on PlayStation.
It
and
doesn't
it was just-
scare me so much as it like gives me this sense that like I guess it scares me because I feel like my heart is going to explode because
Well,
it's
see, it was
beating
the
so
first.
fast.
It was
It's
the
not
first
like
one of
jump
those.
scare. It just
It's
scares
like
the shit
intense.
out of me.
It was
Yeah.
the first one of those type of games that I played by myself. That I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play through this. I'm gonna beat it, and I did that shit by myself. And then I was like, okay, this is
And
not like
that-
anything else I
yeah.
played.
And that game started an entire genre.
Oh yeah, over the shoulder
Resident
third
Evil
person
4,
games.
like things like
See,
Dead
I started
Space.
on 4, and then I went back to 3, and I think
No,
3 is
yeah,
scarier
yeah.
personally, but just because, just the setting.
Not even going back to
Right.
like 0 on GameCube was, you know, I mean that's fixed camera perspective, like that was their attempt, like because my friend and I, my best friend growing up, Adam and I.
It made it more claustrophobic, I thought.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally effective for like the PlayStation days.
Yeah,
Like,
back then. I'm not
back
saying.
then, I mean,
now
that's-
it's like, yeah, you can just play
That's the
through
whole
it, and it's
argument
like, okay.
behind Resident Evil is that it's fixed camera, it's tough to control, it's tank controls because there are no analog sticks on the PS1, and they're like the apologists for that, which are it's completely fine because it's Resident Evil, it defines the genre, but the apologists for that are like, well, that's the whole point. Like, well, yes, that is the point. It's tough to control. It's scary in that way. Jump scares.
I'm the worst apologist because I played Resident Evil 1 on a Saturn.
Oh, oh wow. That's old school now.
Yeah, we actually had Dean and I were living together, and we had gotten the surround sound set up, and man, those big, huge Wharfdale towers, and we got I guess it's technically a 5 because we had tweeters, but the tweeters were huge.
We had 5.1, but it was
we called it 5.2 and a half because we had 2 subwoofers and then my shitty subwoofer. So like, and then the tweeters were huge, so we called it like a 7.2 and a half surround sound system.
The center channel for this thing weighed over 20 pounds.
What?
It was a ridiculous setup.
It's still in my basement. It's in the storage area.
To test it, we put Terminator 2 in, and Arnold punched some dude in the face, and it sounded like a shotgun blast.
I
And
might have
then-
to donate it to your game room or something.
Yeah, there
Please
you go.
do.
So in 2016,
No, I'm sorry. Like 2 days later, he sat me down in front of this amazing sound system and was like, "Here's Resident Evil 4. You've never played it." And
There's
my
the
mind
circle.
was blown.
There's the circle
there
right
you go.
there. Right there.
2016. What else happened in 2016?
to make a short story long, Doom came out this year.
Oh, dude.
Oh, good.
I haven't played it, but I've listened to the soundtrack, and that is
It's
tight.
nasty.
I have
The
been listening to that
soundtrack
stuff
grew on me.
non-stop.
I easily have put 70, 80 hours into it. I don't know.
I mean, doing what?
Well,
Like,
so
is the single player? Can you really do that much, or is this
'Cause I
all
haven't played
multiplayer
it.
Well,
too?
first of all, I suck at online multiplayer, and I'm never going to be good at it. So I have almost 0 hours in multiplayer.
Okay.
So what you do is you start off on Hurt Me Plenty, and you work your way through the campaign, and then you look for the cute little dolls, and then when you get done with that, you're like, I did it. I beat the Cyber Demon, which I didn't realize was the end of the game, and then you go back again and you do it on Nightmare.
Ooh.
And it is so hard.
Just think about how much Doom did you play? Like,
Original Doom?
Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I
Originally,
played
yeah, you're
so
gonna
much
keep
of
eighty
it.
hours?
Yeah.
It's so hard to say. I mean, maybe.
Because
That's
time
a
was
good
time
point.
was tough.
Come on,
I
man.
mean, for us when we were younger.
So
like,
I'm 35. So when I played Doom, it was new, and we had like the master levels and all these box sets of different levels that you could play, and that's how you put 80 hours into Doom 1.
yeah,
I mean,
But not in the campaign. You don't put 80 hours. Into it.
I did.
I
But that was
remember
because my
playing
dad
it.
was constantly downloading mods for it.
But
And
that's
like, hey,
make
you know, I'd
sure-
come down the stairs and my dad would be like, I just got a new thing where the guys are like German and they all say Guten Tag and then they start shooting you. And we're like, all right, let's play it. And we're
then
like,
Homer
okay, I
Simpson
just got a new
pops
mod
up. Yeah.
where they're like, and the next weekend I come down, they just got a new mod where they're all voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait, and they all go, "Arr!" and then they start shooting at you, and then we would play it again, and like, you know, we just played Doom. Like, Doom is Doom is Doom.
I
Am
think
I
I'm
the
gonna
only
get.
person who's played Doom 2?
Well, you see, I'm planning on getting it before the year.
Oh, I
ends.
played Doom 216.
I'm gonna get it.
2016.
2016. Yeah,
2016.
I
want
played
to.
it 216 times.
Though, you know, Mick Gordon, the guy that made the soundtrack, actually liked my tweet.
Oh, he did.
Nice.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I was,
The
I was
soundtrack-
talking
soundtrack
nice
grew
stuff
on
about
me.
the soundtrack, and
I saw that.
Don't forget about us little people.
yeah.
The thing with the original Doom soundtrack is they're all like knockoffs of Metallica songs, Megadeth songs, Alice in Chains songs. It's really,
Yeah.
it is 1993 when you are in that game, and it is awesome.
It sounds awesome.
And I was not ready for like the industrial sort of heavy music that was in Doom. And I didn't like it at first. I'll admit it, but
Well, you see, I listen to that stuff. I grew up with like Slipknot and stuff. So
Right.
It's like,
yeah. Yeah, I have nothing against that stuff, but it grew on me. Like, as you get later into the game, it is so stressful. It is
it's
the
stressful.
most stressful game I've played in years. I mean, like, you are just fighting hordes of cacodemons and imps that just never end. And you,
That sounds fun.
it is, but it is stressful because here's the thing, here's the core mechanic of Doom. You start to lose life, but you can get your life back by getting a glory kill. That is the core mechanic. You don't go around and look for health packs.
Yeah.
And it is amazing because you see, you're like, you're just trying to survive, and then all of a sudden you see you have 5 health. You're like,
Oh,
I
no.
have to get a glory kill. So, like, you have to shoot an imp and rip its jaw in half, and then you get 30 hit points.
You're like, I'm healed now. I just
and then
ripped someone's face
you go
off.
on a glory kill spree, and you're back to 100 points of health.
That's
fucking
awesome.
beautiful. You know what's really weird was the Bethesda, like, I don't know if it was their first like E3 press conference, but it was the one where they unveiled Fallout 4.
Bethesda knows how to do
And,
games.
and like I remember that they opened with that Doom demo, and I was just like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
this looks fucking amazing.
That's the thing. Everything that they showed of Doom beforehand didn't impress me. It
Really?
wasn't until the game came out and everyone was just like, holy shit, this is good. Because I'd seen so many, like, oh, they're rebooting another series. It's going to another first-person
I was
game.
the same
way.
All this stuff. And then
Yep.
it comes out and everyone's like, Doom's amazing. I'm like, ah, god damn it. Why
See,
wasn't
I
it
was
on?
When
the
I
same
heard
way,
that-
and then I heard all the good stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
When
Okay.
I heard that Bethesda had like control of it, I was like, oh well, that's good.
yeah, I
Because
figured it was
Bethesda
good
does
because
good work,
yeah,
but,
Bethesda
you
has a
know,
good track record.
Like, you know,
Good-ish.
we all look,
good-ish, yeah.
We
I
all
mean,
look
for the most
forward to-
part, it's good.
well, we all look forward to Doom 3, and it was like, you know, it looks nice, but it doesn't have the feel of it. But when I saw that demo, I was like, holy fuck! And apparently, I was the only one saying holy fuck because.
Yeah.
because 8 months later, when the game was like starting to show up again, and people were like, "Well, I don't know what to make of this Doom thing." I was like, "Have you all forgotten the opening, or were you all just like so backed up waiting for Fallout 4 information the way I was?"
I was Fallout 4 during that
But like,
time.
I showed up for the Fallout 4, and the very first thing they show is ripping demon skulls out of their, like just complete spines ripping out of their backs, and like this insanity. And I was like, now I want to play the new Doom. I didn't even know that they had control of it. And then, 8 months later, like, people were like, well, I guess Doom might be cool. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Did you not watch the demo last year at E3?
Am I the only one
It's
that
going
saw
to be
that?
amazing.
Well,
I booked time with a friend that I hadn't seen in like 6 months. I was like, you're going to get it, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can I come over and play it? And he's like, of course. I haven't seen you in a while. I was like, I haven't seen you either. You live an hour away from me. But I need to play this game. And I went over that, like, it feels like Doom. It's fast-paced. It's quick. The enemies just pop out of nowhere. Like, it's
perfectly paced. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, it's not fast-paced. It's perfectly paced.
Yeah.
It not only that, but the weirdest thing about playing it was when I play a game on PC, I am a normal, non-inverted mouse shooter player.
Yeah, you're a normal person.
Normal.
Yeah.
But
You're not flying a plane.
Right, because
I hate
have been
inverted. I cannot play inverted.
I'm sorry, I am inverted.
Only
I
on the
have
controller.
I can't play it
I got
on
to invert on the
anything.
controller.
my canned response is that I played Star Fox 64 so much in my formative years of 3D controlling of a character that I'm just fucked.
I've just
I am
always been one of
inverted.
those-
I am inverted till the day I die.
I've just always been one of those people. I just leave the controls how they are. Maybe adjust my sensitivity.
And the weirdest thing that was happening was that in between I kept switching between inverted and non-inverted. And
Why? How did you do that?
Because it feels like a PC game. It feels like it moves so fast that like my instincts didn't know what to do. So like I was like, I need to shoot that guy up there, and I would like lean forward on the controller and expect it to go down or like whatever. Like I don't know. I was getting so confused. Like it just felt like an old. And it doesn't make sense for Doom because Doom was not a mouse look shooter. But it felt like a PC, quick, fast-paced, early 90s PC game.
Except for one thing. It's 50% Doom and it's 50% Metroid Prime.
Because
I
will
spent
say it looks
half
like-
my time jumping on platforms and
looking for
down.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jumping on platforms. Even the
That's
final
Metroid.
boss, I'm jumping on platforms and finding the pattern to beat him. So
That's
like it
Metroid.
was literally Metroid Prime. And I didn't
I
realize
miss
that.
Metroid Prime.
I saw someone mention it on YouTube. I'm like, I have been playing Metroid Prime. Just the best version of Metroid Prime.
Well, the Metroid Prime started getting worse. I thought, but
Oh.
no, I thought the third one was the.
I have no
What?
say. I've only played the first one, so.
Oh,
I have to disagree.
All
I think,
right.
I mean, a lot of people, most complaints I've heard of that is people are upset that the game got harder. I thought that
Really?
was a good thing.
I
thought the
don't
first
think
one
it's
was a
ever
bit
a
too
bad
easy.
thing when it gets harder.
That's another topic, another time. So I've got a list of games that I put down here that came out in 2016 that I played. I'm going to just run through them. If any of you guys have played any of them, and we can have a conversation, just say. There's no particular order here. Just
Before
whatever.
we do that, I just
What?
want to say, guys, you all agreed. Like, this has been a really good year for video games, right?
Oh yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really bad year for everything else, but
Yeah,
that's
really good year for video games.
You know, we have
Great
a bad
year for escapism.
life. Yeah, exactly.
hey,
there you go. Yeah.
Except for
The year we
didn't
needed
Tony
the
Hawk
most.
5 come out this
Yes.
year?
What?
The year
Didn't
we
Tony Hawk
needed
5
them.
come out this year though?
No, it was last year. Or no. That was
I
the
think that
beginning
was
of this year. But
And that was
Was that
no
this
one
year?
had
That was
any. No one had any
bullshit.
expectations.
And I wanna
of
say
that.
why.
I heard it wasn't that good.
for anyone who's
Oh, it's
too
broken as
young to
shit.
know
Yeah,
why.
that's what I heard.
For anyone who's too young to know why that game sucks, it's simply because they made you wait. Not wait for the
I don't
new
know
one.
about that.
Wait for like, oh man, I fucked that up. Like I had this cool run going right at the beginning. I fucked it up. Restart. Well, now you have to wait 15 seconds for the previous screen to load. Whereas old classic 1 through 4 Tony Hawk games, even Wasteland or whatever,
Underground, that was my shit.
immediate snap, restart level, back at the beginning. 2 minutes, back up, snap, you're back there. So I don't know. Sorry.
No. I mean, I don't have that on my
that's
list,
my
but
honest
that was.
assessment
You
of
know,
that
I
shit.
forgot all
that
about
game,
that
yeah,
game.
that one came out this year. It was broken. It was a fucking joke.
Mess,
I
yeah.
think we've all moved on from skateboarding games. Although
But
I
other
wouldn't
than
mind
that-
a Skate 4 game.
Yeah, everybody wants to skateboard.
That actually was one of my favorite, like, hashtag things. Was just like EA's Twitter account was like, "Hey guys, take a look at this new screenshot of Plants vs Zombies 2," and for about a solid 3 months, everyone that commented was just like, "Hey, yeah, that's cool. Where's Skate 4?
Yeah.
Hashtag Skate 4. Hashtag Skate 4." On anything that EA did, was everyone for about 3 months was like hashtag Skate 4.
They were trying.
Don't
to
get
make
started
it,
on
yeah.
Plants vs Zombie 2. It's the best thing ever.
Oh no, I've got it. I just haven't started it yet. It's on my stack of games that I haven't started.
Wait, on your iPhone or Plants?
Modern Warfare 2 or Modern.
No, I'm talking about just
Modern
Plants
or
vs Zombies.
Garden,
Oh, I was
Garden Warfare.
talking
Oh
Garden
no, yeah,
Warfare.
Garden
I
That's
also
what I
have
was
Warfare.
Garden
talking about.
Warfare, and that's good.
I have Garden Warfare. Well, yeah, I had the first one, played a lot of that one, really liked it. Looking forward to jumping into the second one. Just
My
haven't
bad.
gotten around
Garden
to it yet.
Warfare was what I meant.
But the games that I have here, in no particular order, Pony Island.
Shit, I remember that
This
game.
one? This is a really weird indie game that is like really kind of breaking the fourth wall. It's on Steam. It's only like $5-6. Great game. You can beat it in like less than 2 hours. Really weird. It looks like an auto runner, like you would have on a mobile platform.
Like Super Mario Run.
So like Super Mario Run, yeah. But it gets really dark, really fucked up. Really cool game. Definitely check it
I
out.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, most people hear the name and they're just like, Pony Island. It gets real dark and real fucked up. Overcooked. Talked about
I've
that.
heard
on
about
really wanna play
that.
Overcooked.
I've seen that. I
I need
haven't
to
played
go.
it.
Overcooked is
I
great.
feel like I need another person to yell at.
You do. Yeah.
So-
Don't play it by yourself.
Well, you need to play that with Donnie.
No, because Donnie would be yelling at me.
That's part of the game.
Right.
That's just part of the game. Virginia. I talked about Virginia last
I've heard about
episode,
that
I
one.
think.
Yeah, I would like to try it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that one.
I only know of it through video game articles
Sure.
and what you told me.
Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Oh
which
I
didn't really come out this year, came out last year, but I played the PlayStation 20th Celebration version.
Oh.
To be fair,
I have it
was
on Xbox
released
One.
in January for PC, so technically...
Yeah, that's when it
call
really
it
came
2000.
out. Yeah.
I
Incredible.
love those Tomb Raider games.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
the Tomb Raider... Tomb Raider.
I did
Tomb
this,
Raider.
yeah.
Which is an educational game for children. No, Tomb Raider, the 2013 reboot, was the best thing I played this year.
Oh, I
Better than Doom. So I have to play Rise of the Tomb Raider. Please go on sale for $20.
You know, I have both of them. I played the first one, and then I was like, you know what? Oh, I love what they did. I played through it like 3 times,
Yeah.
and then I waited for Rise of the Tomb Raider to come out, and then I played it, and I didn't want to replay it as much as I wanted to replay
oh,
the
Rise of
first
the
one,
Tomb Raider?
but I still wanted to play. I just didn't want to redo it like I did the first one. I just wanted to stay on my same game.
Oh.
Sure, no, I get that.
Like,
you want to
with the
find
expedition
everything.
and
Does
Yeah.
stuff.
Rise of
and-
the Tomb Raider have the fast travel campsite?
Yes.
Like, okay.
It's still got that. It's still got everything from the first one. Just I would say it's bigger.
Yeah, you have bigger
And
maps.
Is it less linear then, or do you
Yeah, I
There's a
would
lot more
say
side
so.
quests.
still, you
Yeah,
solve a situation
Like real side
and you move
quests.
on to a new map?
yeah. There's actual like people you talk to, and you're like, oh, I can help you go do this. I'll go do this for you.
And then you get like a
So
perk
you're not
or something.
isolated near death the entire time.
No.
No.
They don't even. There's very
Which is the
few.
best aspect of,
Of
the
the
2013.
the reboot
Oh
one.
It
my God.
it starts
Yeah.
out you're in trouble, but it's
They don't
You know,
have
it's
those
classic
a bunch of
Tomb
You
those
trust
instant
anyone in
death
that first half hour. You're
QTE
fucked.
things.
it's good. I loved it personally, and the DLC for it is amazing.
Baba Yaga. did
Baba
you play?
Yaga
Oh yeah,
is
Baba Yaga was so
amazing.
good.
I was so engrossed into that. It was just
Yeah, definitely.
It was trippy.
When you can afford it, pick it up.
Yes.
Great game. Grow Up.
I haven't heard of that
That's
one.
the Grow Home people.
It's the Grow Home sequel, which is just a weird little Ubisoft side project by the people that were working on like Assassin's Creed. It's all about like climbing plants and shit. Really fun little game.
I really hope Vivendi does not get their hooks in them. I really do.
Yeah, I don't even know what would happen. Really, it's hard to say. Dragon Quest Builders. That was a
You were
game.
really into that.
I haven't heard
I
much
was,
about
but I
it.
fell off.
Yeah.
I fell off pretty quick on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I got almost done with like the first chapter. I think there's like 4 or 5 chapters. Got almost done with that one, and then I was just sort of like, moving on.
It just feels like a really cool like Mega Bloks Halo set that you
Like,
build.
sure.
And you're like, this is great.
Is it kind of
It's
like
like
Rune
it's
Factory?
like Legos.
No. It's more like Minecraft.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's more like Minecraft and kind of Dark Cloud,
Oh,
but not-
okay.
like barely Dark Cloud. I have Abzu, which was
that's that water one. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that was the scuba diver.
Yeah, it looked really pretty.
Yeah, very, very good looking game by the people that made Journey.
Yeah,
Really, really, really like that one. Ratchet and Clank,
I
The
heard that was
reboot.
pretty good.
so good,
Really?
gorgeous
Yeah,
game.
I heard
It
it
was
was
very
like-
fun,
like-
funny too.
Ratchet and Clank
Really?
games are really good. It just that whole like that's something else that weird that happened this year was
All those old games
a
coming back.
game movie tie-in that were both like decent, right? I didn't see the movie.
I heard
didn't
that.
play the game.
I
I
heard that
haven't
the
seen the
movie
movie.
just was Like when you look at the visuals and almost it was a thing that like the game looked better than the movie visual, like in terms of visuals. Where like the game was amazing for the visuals they were able to pull off, but as a movie, the visuals were subpar when you compare it to Pixar,
Other movies, yeah.
DreamWorks animated films. Still, great game, very funny. I hope they do a sequel. I hope we get more of that. I hope they're like continuing this. That maybe
They're
probably
bringing
not
back all those old
maybe
games.
2018. We're gonna get the Ratchet and Clank 2.
Have to
I
get
would love to
Crash
see
Bandicoot.
that.
You think they're gonna ever go back to the well on like now that we've got Crash, Ratchet and Clank? They're two different eras of PlayStation, but people are gonna go back to some Sly Cooper. Wait, what's Sucker Punch gonna do?
Sly
Sucker
Sucker
Punch is
Punch.
doing their own thing, but the last Sly Cooper game was done by a different team. This was a team that worked on the port of like the collection, and then they were given the chance. I think it's Sumo. I think is the name Sumo something with
That's
them.
what all
Yeah,
I said
it's
just
what
said,
it.
right?
And that group is working on Sonic now.
Oh,
Sonic
okay. So
Boom.
yeah, so we're not. So maybe
They
we're not
worked
getting
on one of
there.
the Sonic Boom games,
Oh.
which,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to let you
They're
know,
not working on the Sonic that's like for the 20th time heralding in like this is going to be the good Sonic.
They're not doing
the-
Sonic
No.
Mania.
Sonic
No.
Mania, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the
No,
only thing.
yeah.
That, yeah.
Which every
Sonic Mania
time,
looks
like
good.
I'm not a huge Sonic, the Sonic fan is out of the room. right now,
I'm
but,
hoping for Sonic Generations too.
Which it
Are
seems
you,
like that's what
it
we're
seems
getting.
like
It seems
it
like
is,
that's what we're
yeah.
getting.
Oh yeah,
Generations
I'm gonna
was
buy
good.
that no matter what.
I mean, but like, has it gotten to the point where you know better?
No, I am
Because-
fully aware that it's just Sonic CD, and I'm fine with that.
What about the Sonic? What is it? The Sonic Generations 2 or whatever.
Potentially. I was not a huge fan of Sonic Generations.
What?
Really? That's the one that everyone liked.
I loved it.
What about Colors?
I thought it was
Colors
a
is pretty
beautiful
good, too.
game, and let me. Here's the thing about Colors, and this is where
Let me tell you about Colors.
no, seriously, I love Sonic Colors, which is why I don't understand why Sonic Lost World got such a bad rap, because really, it's just Sonic Colors for Wii U.
Yeah, it's
And
more
it is-
like more 3D focused,
So
right?
But
well,
I feel
it
like
had
Colors
a
is
thing where they'd have these tubes you can run around, which looks similar to Super Mario Galaxy, and it got a bad rap for being a Super Mario Galaxy ripoff, when really it's just Sonic Colors.
Okay, fair
it's
enough.
really
fair enough.
good. It even has a Legend of Zelda level where you go around.
I wanted to play that
Yeah, you
just
gotta
to
go-
do that level so
Seriously?
bad, but I
You
just
get
never got around
rupees
it.
instead of coins. It's great.
It was
Like
like, a
a
free
really Mario Kart?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like a free
That's
DLC
awesome.
thing, wasn't it?
Instead of
It's
ring.
well, there were 2 editions, and if you had one edition, it was free. But I think you could buy the pack in the Wii U store if you wanted it. But there was that, and there was another Nintendo themed level. I can't remember what it was. It was
It's the one where you collect
Oh, it was
F-Zero
Kirby.
cards.
No, it was Kirby, and you go through as Sonic, and you shoot eggs around. It was
Yeah, because... Wait, what?
Kirby
Kirby and
did.
eggs?
I'm not. Yeah, it's
Yoshi.
like
Was it Billy Hatcher?
Yoshi?
no, it's not
Okay.
Billy Hatcher in the Amazing Egg or
Oh, I
whatever. but
remember that
No, the level
shit.
it's like Yoshi's Island, not Kirby. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Kirby
yeah, yeah.
eggs.
You get
what?
the egg and you aim the egg like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it. But
okay,
you're Sonic,
sure.
and it doesn't make any sense. But it's pretty to look at.
Wow.
I'm sure there's some art out there with Sonic and eggs and all that. Next one I have.
Sorry, that was my
That-
quick...
Really
impression.
quick, because you said that. Because you
Oh
said
God,
that.
what have I done?
Yeah, you ruined it. So in season 2 of Sonic Boom, there is
Oh God.
No, I'm cutting you off now.
there is a self-aware moment where Sonic is talking about
Where Jaleel White is...
It's like they're literally talking about the dirty things that they write about Sonic and Amy
Oh,
on
God.
the internet, like Son Amy and all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
self-aware moment in a kids program. Only the adults who've been to the nether regions of the internet will get it.
I
It's
know there's
amazing.
like weird shit about the hedgehogs getting pregnant with other characters
Sandy?
outside of Sonic.
Sonic and Sandy?
No, man.
Oh, man.
There's a fun little game that you can do if you just type your name, the hedgehog, in the Google search.
Oh, no.
Have you done that, Dean?
I'm
No.
gonna do it silently.
I mean, no, you
now.
could. No, I mean, you can have safe search on. You're still gonna find something hilarious.
Actually, my favorite thing is, and I probably brought it up before on the podcast, just bad Sonic fan art. I check that like once every 3 or 4 months.
That's not 2016. That's just a general.
That's just the
That's
internet.
just a way
at this
of
point.
life.
That's just like how we all should be at this point. Tyler, what does Tyler the Hedgehog
Yeah, see,
look like?
you look up your name and there you
What
get
does it
something
look like?
crazy from it.
There's
This doesn't play for radio,
There's a
but-
beefy one,
Oh, yeah.
and then like
There's
there's
one
this
that's like-
there's
there's
this
one
one
that's
that's like this. He's got his hands behind his back.
That's
Like, yeah,
pretty
check
much
me
what I
out.
sent to Dean
Check
on his
me
birthday.
out.
Look how cool I am.
You look like Knuckles.
No, I look like a
Oh,
student
man.
at Persona High School.
There you go. Yeah.
This is great for an audio podcast.
Just imagine a really muscly,
Just-
spiky blue.
just type it
dude.
in and
It's just a game you can play at
Google.
home. The listeners can play at home. Just-
GTS. Google that shit.
Actually,
Your Name the Hedgehog,
if you
with
wanna
safe
know
search
what we're
on.
talking about, just fantasize and jerk off to whatever
No,
is
no,
in your
moving
mind.
on.
Wait.
And wait,
I
what?
think you got
guys, where'd everybody go?
Game over.
Move on.
I'm gonna have to.
2016, the best year to play video games.
Uncharted 4. That's what I'm trying to get to.
DLC coming out.
We got that. Yeah, we got that DLC. Hopefully next year. I'm sure it'll be out next year.
Multiplayer.
Uncharted
Isn't it?
4. I mean,
Dean and
The
I are
co-op?
just gonna
There's a
hold
co-op
hands again this
patch.
time.
It's co-op, yeah.
Santa's never gonna bring me a PlayStation, so
oh,
I want to play it.
have you played any of the
I know.
Uncharted?
I'm
I
totally
have.
aware that the only reason Tomb Raider reboot is so good is because Uncharted happened.
Because Naughty Dog is amazing.
Just
But-
about.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I don't
I
see myself
probably agree
ever
with
having
that.
a PlayStation, but I want to play those games.
They're amazing. I mean, the thing that stands out for me with 4, and no spoilers on there, but just the ending for it is like the most perfect ending I've ever seen for any video game.
And that's good, and I hope that they don't try and further the story.
They won't. No, they know what they're doing. They're not. I mean, you can
Good.
look at the DLC stuff, and it's sort of like it looks like it could be in the future, but it's taking place with characters that Chloe wasn't even in 4.
Yeah.
So it's her story that it's like it doesn't even really
Yeah.
affect it. So that's great. Looking forward to that one. Firewatch.
I really want to play it.
It's a great game. The Witness.
I've heard that.
The Witness
I've
is
heard-
definitely
Shit.
my game of the year.
Really?
The Witness.
I've been trying to hide myself from as much of it as I can.
Oh
Because
well, you can't, I mean, don't even worry about that because it's not even something like you get spoiled on it. It's
Right.
a game that it's like playing the old Myst games or something like that.
Oh
where
no! I've heard hours of people talking about it, but like, I just they don't talk about it in a concrete way. They just like, oh well, then I was over at this area, and then I was over at this area, and I was over at this area.
Yeah.
And I'm just like trying not to connect the dots.
Well, isn't it kind of puzzly?
it is a
Yeah,
straight up
yeah.
puzzle game,
It's just-
but it is like learning a new language.
But did you ever play Braid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's by the
same
John
guy,
Blow,
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
This dude, Dean, sat me down one day and was like, "I have this game called Braid. Do you want to play it?" And
I see, I was more
played
of
it
a
for about
Fez
2
guy.
hours. He's like, "I didn't know that that's."
When all those indie games started like really coming out, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna play Fez. I played the absolute shit out of Fez.
Same
you
here.
can say fuck. You can say fuck.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I've bought
lot. I
Fez
love
like,
it.
yeah,
3 times. I bought it on 360. I bought it on PS4, and I bought it on PC.
But it's
and
not
I've
on
gotten all
Xbox
the-
One, is it?
Like,
No,
Braid is.
no, it's not on Xbox One. They just got to do the backwards compatibility thing
Yeah.
for it. But yeah, I got 100% trophies, achievements
Damn,
on
I
all of
didn't
them.
get that,
I was
but-
glad. I was so happy to replay it.
That
Like,
game was. It
It's
was.
the definition of casual. It is
Yeah.
awesome.
And the music put me to sleep sometimes. But like,
Really?
it was just because it was so casual. And
I love Disaster Piece's work. I have the soundtracks and the remix of the soundtracks. Like I love. That's
dude,
one of my favorite.
He
video game
did
soundtracks.
Stranger Things, didn't he? Or
Did
part of
he?
it? I think so.
I mean, there were a lot of people.
I
Or
think
there were a
he
lot
did
of
some
different
of
things
it
in
on
there. Maybe he did.
Stranger
I
Things.
wasn't sure. I
Had
didn't know.
not heard.
I just
that.
love the story behind Fez. I love the development
Yeah.
story of that game.
I hate Phil Fish.
Yeah,
I'll just put
well,
that out there.
most
I
people
love that
did.
game, but I fucking hate
Most
Phil
people
Fish.
hate Phil.
He became a
Well, and then he
I
canceled.
love his
Fez,
most
too.
recent game, Super
Egomaniac.
Hypercube. I fucking hate Phil Fish.
Phil Fish worked on Super Hypercube.
Yeah.
Or that's his
Yeah,
name.
that's
I didn't
his-
know that.
Yep.
Well, he
It's
canceled
him
Fez too
and like
for it,
some
didn't
other
he?
people.
Well, I mean,
but yeah.
What is it with this
Yeah.
guy in cubes?
He, I didn't even think about that.
Zing.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Phil Fish.
Well, I mean, it's because a lot of people saw Indie Game the movie.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
look
I watched
crazy.
that
Well, I
several
follow
times.
him on Twitter.
And
I
also a
that-
lot of people after Indie Game the movie followed him on Twitter because he became this giant fucking thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, because
in
Fez
a
was
way
a good
that
game.
in a way that the Super Meat Boy guys kind of also became huge, but did not become a giant huge thing the way Phil Fish did, because if you watch that movie, he is clearly like the more mysterious character. Because
Yeah.
you see the two people working on Super Meat Boy, but you see only Phil Fish, and you
Working
never
in
see
solitude.
in
forever.
solitude,
Yeah.
and you never see the guy who he worked on the game with, but then split with,
Yeah.
and then also is part of the litigation
Yeah, so you only
over
get,
that game.
like, one
So
side.
he's this more mysterious, nebulous character that you don't know about, and all of a sudden he blows up into this huge thing, and his Twitter account becomes a thing. He becomes a thing at like GDC, at cons, at all sorts of stuff, and it became this just giant brainulo ego, and that never works out well for anyone.
No.
Inside.
Oh,
Fuck, I want to play it.
I haven't played it, but I watched it because I love Limbo, and I was like, I want to see what this is all
By the
about.
guys who made Limbo?
Yes,
I
and
love Limbo.
Play
Limbo
Dead,
is
Play Dead.
fucking
Yes.
amazing.
You should try it.
And-
Inside is
One of the best.
perfect.
It's one of the best.
It is it is a perfect game. I'm not saying it's the greatest game ever. I'm not saying it's the greatest game of the year. I'm not saying it's the
No,
best
but,
game of the
like-
year. It is in itself a perfect game.
Is
like-
it set up like Limbo? Or
Pretty
it's-
much.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a side-scrolling puzzle
You're
platformer.
moving. If you fuck up a thing, then you die, and then you've got to figure out how
It seems like to me it looked like there was a lot more.
Play it with
running.
headphones.
Yeah, there was a lot more running from certain things.
You'll
Right.
have these parts where it's like you're getting chased down by dogs, and they're just like this, just so close to you, and it's like you have to keep running. It's so intense.
Yeah, if you stop,
you got to jump at just the right time, and it's like, and they have so many different moments like that. And there's weird mechanics that they only bring in like once or twice, but it never feels like a gimmick. It always feels perfect for that scenario, and the ending is so fucking weird.
Yeah,
I mean, as someone who hasn't played it but has listened to plenty of people talk about
exactly.
playing
That's
it,
how it is with me.
everyone who has played it
says the same thing.
at some point refers to a moment. And
Or the blob.
I want to know about the moment. You could have just let that go, and I would never have known. But yeah, like at some point, everyone talks to like a moment where like, oh my god, and then the next week on that same podcast, so like, oh, and then I got to that point where they're just like, didn't you get to that point where it was crazy? And they're just like, oh my god, I got to that point where it's crazy, and like, like I really, really want.
It's
to
a
play
good
that
game,
fucking
though.
Game.
Last one I have on this list, Forza Horizon 3.
So I haven't played 3, but I've played 2.
I heard 2 was the shit one.
Like the crappy one?
2 had the problem, wasn't 2... Oh no, I'm thinking of one of the other later Forza games. I don't know about 2. I didn't play 2. I played a lot of the first
I heard
one.
that 2 was a
2.
European map, but it wasn't nearly as much fun to drive around as 1. But 3 is just...
Okay.
3 is so good.
Amazing.
It's
Well,
fun,
3
it's gorgeous.
You can have the Warthog in 3.
Yeah, you can have
Halo
a
3. Or, not Halo 3, but Halo.
It's the Halo
Warthog.
Yep.
Which I thought was
Forza Horizon ODST.
I almost would have been playing this because Black Friday Xbox Ones with Battlefield 1 were $213
I just got
for
Battlefield 1.
4 days or something straight on Amazon.
I did not know that.
I didn't really care about Battlefield, but why would you care at $213?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, you could get that, sell the code or whatever they have with it.
yeah, and if you buy a Microsoft game on Xbox One, you get it on both platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So I could play Forza on PC or Xbox One, but
And then you can play the...
I got a chair
play.
instead, so I'm not playing Forza, so...
You're sitting
Well, I mean,
comfortably, though.
if you want,
I
if you want the sim game, you got Forza. If you want the arcade game, you've got Sega Rally. So
See, I was
both
behind
bases
on
are
the
covered.
I never
Battlefield
get
stuff. I
never,
just got that last
never.
That's all I have on my list, but there's one thing I want to close out with, and that's something that happened this year. We learned what the codename NX is.
Sweet.
That is-
I mean, we
Now
gotta bring
the-
it all the way around.
Oh.
That is now the Nintendo Switch. I guess news recently, there were some patents that just suddenly came up that told
About
a lot of
maybe-
stuff. One thing that's been brought up that Bryan and I have talked about, that he wasn't quite following along, but I was 100% sure that that the screen will be touchscreen.
See, I
think it will
I
be.
mean, I believe it too, but like it just
It also looks like it might
throws
not
a
be.
fucking
just 'cause it's
wrench
tablet, but-
into the idea of. Sorry, Tyler. What?
No, go ahead. Mine's
I'm just-
aside.
Because I can stop because I said this last week. It just throws a fucking wrench into the have the same experience on the TV as you do when you're holding.
But it doesn't.
Because you don't necessarily
Like-
have to use it.
Well, and there's the whole thing that one of the Joy-Cons will have an IR sensor that you can use it to point at the screen like your Wii Remote, like when you're pointing at the screen like that, so you can do touchscreen stuff that way. That's
that
not
was
going to
the
be
first-
the best way to play these games, but it's going to give... It's the kitchen sink approach where you put all of these features that are in there, but you don't have to support them 100%.
And that was
Yeah.
the first argument I'd heard toward that like even slightly helps. But like if I can't imagine doing a Mario Maker chorus that way.
No.
Well, the whole idea of the Switch is it has to succeed the Wii U and the DS.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it has to do all those things. I mean,
It has to be.
they're not going to have.
They're not.
two
I don't think
machines
they're going to
going
take it
forward.
out.
They're going to have one thing.
That's the thing. Is I think they're just going to keep it in because everything else they have has it in.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii U has it in. 3DS has it in.
Mhm.
It's just like I just feel like it's not something that they would be like.
They're
You
not
know what, let's
going
just
to
not
abandon
use it
No, I
anymore.
know they're not going to abandon
But-
it, but it's like it feels like this weird. If they really want to have their portable and their home in one space, they can't have two screens.
No, it's not going to be a
Well,
two-screen
it's not,
thing.
right.
It's not going to be... The touch screen thing isn't a focus. So far, they haven't mentioned it having a touch screen. Everyone's just... I mean, I look at this thing and I just see a screen that you can take these controllers off and you could just have a screen. Of course, you're going to be able to touch on that screen and do something. Like, you're going to want to quit out of something. You're going to maybe just want to watch Netflix on it. You're going to want to watch something on there. You're going to need a way to interact with it that isn't... Oh, I got to find this controller, and I got to either put it in or I got to hold this controller.
Exactly.
And you're right. Like, all signs point to the first Nintendo multi-touch touchscreen.
And I'm not even focusing on the idea that you're going to have games that have a focus on touchscreen.
I think it's going to be accessibility.
How many times did you play? Let me ask you this: how many times did you play Mario Maker and just look at your TV? When you were editing a thing, when did you just watch the TV while you were doing it?
I'd say just under half.
Okay, but you typically see people when they're doing that, they do it on the gamepad.
Yeah,
so the idea is I'm going to edit, so I'm going to take it over here, get up close and personal.
Because that was that was my favorite part about the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, I play most of my Hyrule Warriors like that.
Yeah,
I'll just be sitting like there, like.
Honestly,
you're missing out so much. I mean, that's such a good-looking game on the TV.
I played it on the TV, but my roommates, when they're home,
that's what's great about that.
Which is
But that
exactly
was
what Nintendo wanted.
Yeah,
that was the byline that they had been going from for over a decade. Was like when people go, "Why don't you have DVD support in your Nintendo system?" They're like, well, you don't want to share your system with someone else. Like they had been like all of that decade of shit culminated in the Wii U, which was great because I just want to play my shit on a screen. I don't care. I don't care if it's on TV or a screen. I just want to play my Nintendo shit.
I hate that point though, where people were just like, "Why can't it play DVDs?" Because when the Wii came out, if someone was just like, "Why doesn't it play DVDs?"
Homebrew.
Do you need a DVD player? Well, no. I mean, I've got a DVD player, but why doesn't this play DVDs?
No. Like even worse. The first night that because Dean and I both pre-ordered a Wii, but then whatever.
I remember launch night.
Yeah,
me
but
too.
the launch night I came home with mine, and
I want to forget launch night because it was Red Steel. But
no, we didn't play Red Steel. We didn't play Red Steel till later.
Wasn't Red Steel the only game
launch
you
night,
could get?
Red Steel was one of the first games I played on there.
Oh yeah, no, but I got
it. Launch title, but there was so
I got it though. I got it though, but
Brawl didn't come out until later.
No, but launch night.
I was late in the Wii cycle.
I'm just talking about at our apartment. Launch night was me on my knees, like dropping to my knees after knocking out a fucking computer-controlled me, like just uppercutting and knocking him out, and dropping to my knees and being like, yeah! And like jamming my fist in the air and it correlating on screen. And I think the four of us in the room just went like, this is special. And then the next day we're like playing Red Steel and being like, this is not special. This is awful.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get on the hype train for that game to force myself to like it because they overhyped the heck out of Red Steel.
Oh yeah, no. Red Steel will be like one of the best jokes.
But you could twist your hand and he would twist the gun.
Oh my god, he turned his gun sideways. Oh, fucking Gaijin. What was his name? Scott. The main character in that game's name is Scott. And he gets into sword fights with Japanese, like, samurai.
Red Steel 2 is good.
Game.
Anyway, the
is
Switch is exciting because we don't know a lot about it. In less than a month from now, we will know a lot more about it.
You guys are welcome to wherever we're having our viewing party.
We're gonna try to do a live stream viewing party, but it's gonna be at 11 o'clock on a Thursday.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Friday off. So
I think I'm gonna
if
be
I
able
can
to
get
do
the
that
Friday off, if I can get the Friday off, then I would be down.
But what are you guys most excited about the Switch?
Well, I am for one excited about Pokemon Stars.
Pokemon Stars.
But I mean, I don't want to be like,
but we don't.
Yes,
know.
but it's not
come on,
confirmed.
What's it
It's
going to be
just-
called?
but-
What's it going to be called?
No, I just mean
Code
like
name.
I'm just saying we don't know for sure that we're going to get that kind of Pokemon.
But in general,
yeah.
I guess it's not something I'm excited for. It's something that I'm kind of maybe expecting. I just kind of want a reason for me to not have my Wii U and a Switch. I want my games on there.
Yeah.
Or so I could just be like, okay, I'm going to trade in my Wii U so I can have the Switch. Because I don't see the point in having both systems.
Yeah, that's really what I'm looking forward to the most. Is just
I want to see what they do about.
I mean, it's like you have this great new system, and then you have sort of the beta of this system over here. Do you really? I mean, it's like I don't really need this other one.
Well, it's like the Wii U. It didn't even live very long, so you still got all those games that you
I don't want to get rid of those games.
And you don't want to get rid of. So
you just want a Wii U that you can take more than 15 feet from the goddamn.
Oh, I know.
No.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
I know.
take a
Believe
GameCube
me, I know.
Wavebird controller farther.
All hail the Wavebird.
All hail the fucking
We still have a
Wavebird.
Wavebird.
You can take a goddamn Wavebird controller farther away from a GameCube than you can the Wii U.
I step out
To
my
be fair, you don't
patio
transmit video to a Wavebird.
God, I remember years ago.
All right,
You're
right.
There was this girl I was dating, and it's like went over to her house, and she had a GameCube and 3 Wavebirds, and I was just like,
and you're like, well,
oh,
did you?
like,
Should have wiped her up.
Yeah.
It was the same Wavebirds.
I mean, all of them were beat up, but
Give
it
her
was
that
still
fourth
just impressive.
Wavebird with
It was
the
just
engagement
from-
ring on the C-stick.
I was gonna say to stay away from her because what demon did she blow to get 3 Wavebirds?
I know, it's like $60 for one of those.
Yeah, but I just remember like
Christ.
being so amazed and then seeing the controllers and just being like, these things are fucked. Like,
The first time
It was
that
really
we
bad.
ever, like, we had a friend that got one immediately, and we're like, okay, we're gonna play Smash Brothers through the main window on your parents' living room, and we're just gonna take 5 feet steps backwards and see how long we can play this game. We were like across the street in the neighbor's yard, like still playing. Like, this is fucking awesome.
it's
Man, the
so
Wavebird.
important that we can do
It's
this.
just like, no, and it felt important because it was like the first real wireless controller
It was the
that worked.
first
yeah.
one that didn't suck.
That didn't
For sure.
suck.
It was the
over-
first party one.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That did well. I remember there's a PS2
I mean, there was
Logitech
a
wireless
PlayStation
controller that
one
was
that was
fucking
first
incredible.
party, but it was RF.
I don't know if that came in before or after, but I just remember that was an incredible.
No, it
controller.
came before because it was infrared. That like it had to you had to point it at your fucking PlayStation.
Not the
Yeah,
Logitech
that worked.
PlayStation 2 controller. No, there was
Okay,
a really good wireless one that.
I mean, this one
No,
came
the
with like.
Logitech, yeah, they were like the Wavebirds. But,
Okay.
Yeah,
I never
they
had
were
a
so
wireless one.
good.
But they weren't
PS2.
Nintendo controllers.
Brilliant. The only thing wrong with them was they didn't vibrate.
Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. This has been a very long episode.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey guys, this has been fun.
But hey, it's been fun.
I mean, 2016 was really fun for video games.
It was. Here's to 2017.
Hopefully.
Here's to me having more time and money to play more current video games.
I
Yes.
second that.
That's great. High five.
That sucked.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
That sucked too.
It was
but,
better though.
you know, a
I'm
little
counting
bit more
that
of
one.
an audible clap.
If you
The
were
audible
listening
clap, by the way, is
to
the biggest destroyer of eardrums. Sorry.
If you are listening to this on iTunes, you can also find us on YouTube under Just Another Video Game Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find us on iTunes at Just Another Video Game Podcast. Be sure to give us one of those nice little reviews. That helps out a lot. And then the whole like and subscribe thing on YouTube. Go
we
ahead
all
and do
know
that.
how it works at this point.
Do it.
Yeah.
Like Nike.
What do you do? What do you do, Brian?
I mean, Luigi's Apartment is my YouTube channel. It's how you're going to be able to watch what we're about to do after this podcast ends, because we're about to do something, I think, right, gentlemen? We're about to beat him and eat him.
We might do that. I don't know if you want to put that in your apartment, Luigi, but
I mean, in past episodes, we've just
I don't
had...
think you want to play that for more than 4 or 5 minutes.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
but-
not something you can do for very long.
I'm just saying that in past episodes we've had Toads rutting in the corner, so whatever, dudes jacking off on buildings on 2600 games, hey, let's play some beat 'em and eat 'em. If you want to find any of this just wholesome family fun content, Luigi's Apartment on YouTube is where you go to find whatever we kind of do while we're hanging out at my place. So.
My kids love this show, by the way.
I love your kids, by the way.
Dean, are you doing anything on the internets?
Not right now.
No?
Not a thing.
Don't have a Twitter account you want to plug?
I am at the real Sega Boy.
There you go.
That's
give
a nice
him
name.
I'm
follow.
Sega Boy 81 on Reddit. Can you hear me when I get closer to the microphone? Does that work better?
What about NeoGaf?
I got a lot of karma.
Got a lot of karma. Get me them karma points.
Ty, what about you? Got any plugs?
I got a shitty YouTube channel.
Oh.
The Nano
Welcome to the
Boost.
club.
It's the Nano Boost. It's not much right now. It's just video game stuff. But
Those video games.
it's
those
like
are
little
something,
video
right?
game clips. That's all. That's
Oh,
all
okay,
it is
sure.
Right now. Little shorts.
Sharing stuff on PS4.
Yeah,
and all
the
that.
Xbox. You
The
know,
Xbox,
that's
yeah.
all it is right now. Twitter. What is my at Ty _ I believe. I think that's mine.
Follow
Man.
that person
Yeah.
and ask them about it. Thanks for joining, guys. This has
Seriously,
been
it's
something.
It's been a pleasure.
It
Yeah.
has been a pleasure. Thank you guys.
A lot of fun.
And thank you all for listening. I think we're doing an episode next week. I wasn't sure. We'll see what happens. It all depends on the weather,
I think
really.
so. Yeah.
We'll play it by ear.
Good Lord.
If not, well, we'll maybe be back the following week.
If not, hey, Happy New Year, guys.
You know,
And,
if you subscribe, it won't matter because it'll just pop up automatically. Wink,
don't
wink,
know.
nudge, nudge.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you subscribe, I'll pop up automatically, and I'll give you a
I think
Merry
you're talking about
Christmas.
something else.
Well, no, I think I am exactly talking about something else.
I think at this point everyone just clicked stop and
This
went
is
on
where
with
they're
their
tuning
lives.
Well,
out.
that's
These
that's
where you
where
click
no.
stop.
If they click stop, then they're gonna miss the magic and mystery of me just appearing
Oh my god.
to give them a Merry Christmas.